Welcome to Cover Fire Podcast. I'm Nick. That's Lou. Today we are joined by Dead Poet Society. Why don't you introduce yourself, guys?
I am Jack, guitar player.
I am Big Steez, and I play the keyboard.
Perfect. Big Steve.
Took a minute.
I
But
played.
you got there.
Thanks for coming on, especially Big Steez.
Yeah. Always wanted
Problem, man.
someone
Happy to be here.
named Big Steez to come on the show. It's been my dream. Just literally just to be able to talk to somebody with
Honestly.
the name Steez. in general.
Maximum Steez is always my goal of every day.
I just found out about that word a couple months ago, so I'm fucking old. So.
Yeah.
Oh, man. It's creeping on us, man.
Yeah.
Jesus, yeah.
Yeah.
Ain't about it.
I don't know. I use Steez all the time now, though. I think it's a great word. I'm really upset that I just found out about it. So, I'm very upset.
Like, oh, man. So, yeah.
So you guys are joining us from Los Angeles, is that correct?
Close enough. We're
Close
Orange
enough.
County.
Orange County. Oh.
But you're in Long Beach now,
Yeah.
Will.
Yeah, just moved to Long Beach. It's my new place. Just moved 2 days ago.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
How's it out there right
Yeah.
now? What's it like? What's the weather like?
It's dope. I didn't realize like it was spring break, and I thought like everything was gonna be chill during the week to go check it out, but everything's been packed and it's kind of lame. But other than that, it's cool to get drunk with people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially after this quarantine. Just been crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
yeah. I mean, yeah, it's wild.
What's it like out there in California with the restrictions right now?
It's
Depends on where you go.
yeah. It's definitely returning back to normal, I think, pretty quickly. I feel like it'll be completely back to normal like pretty soon, actually.
Do you guys got like restaurants open and stuff like that yet, or?
Yeah, and my girlfriend and I went to a movie the other night,
Nice.
which was weird.
Nice. Yeah, I haven't
That's weird.
been to a movie in a long time.
I didn't realize theaters were open.
I think
Yeah.
I went to a movie probably, I want to say right after, like, I think it was within the first week. They were like, yeah, we can have theaters back open. And I didn't even like realize theaters were back open. I was just driving by it. And I was like, yo, people are there. Like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
And so I called it and I was like, holy shit, there's a movie open. Went in and it was so fucking weird. Just like seeing a movie that just came out with two other people in the theater that are on the opposite side of you.
It's so weird.
The last time
It's really so weird.
last movie I saw was the Rise of Skywalker in theaters, and I fell asleep.
Nice.
Fell asleep. I still haven't seen that whole movie.
Really?
I keep falling asleep because it's just garbage.
You're just like, this is boring.
I just keep falling asleep every time. I think I make it to I don't even know. I just keep falling asleep. So, there's two movies that
I keep having dreams of it.
There's two movies I can fall asleep to every single time they come on, and one of them is just because it's trash, and that's The Rise of Skywalker, and the other one is I don't know why. It's Saving Private Ryan. I've never seen the whole movie.
Really?
Nah, I've only seen the beginning and the end because I've always fall asleep in the middle, and I don't know why.
That's an intense fucking movie to
Yeah.
fall asleep to.
I can.
like, oh, yeah,
the best thing is I can
fall
sleep
asleep
whenever.
to, like, I'll pass out all the time to Apocalypse Now. You know,
Bro, I fell asleep sitting up in my computer chair last night,
Literally, yeah.
as I do many nights. So I'll just be mid-conversation and just pass out.
Yeah, I was like,
Dude, I'm so jealous.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
so jealous of that. I need like very specific circumstances to fall asleep. I'm
I
very
do
very
not.
envious of that.
yeah.
I do not. I fall asleep super easy. I don't stay asleep very easily, but I go to sleep like really fast.
Yeah, and then there's me I was so fucking hungover today, and I was like, like this morning. So I just smoked some weed, and I'm just like laying in bed, tossing and turning until I found the perfect place for me to be able to sleep. And it's like, I'm super exhausted, still just can't fucking sleep until I get that right pillow. It's like Princess and the Pea bullshit.
Yeah. I woke up sleeping on I bought a mount, a double mount for my two of my computer monitors, and it sucked. So it's sitting on my couch right now in the basement. And I fell asleep laying on. I at some point got out of my computer chair and fell asleep on that.
And that's not
I woke up
small.
sleeping on that. Oh, it's huge.
It's literally the
Yeah.
size of one of these arms, but way fucking thicker and heavier metal.
And I just was sleeping on that this morning when I woke up. So I don't know. I don't know why I'm.
Oh
like
my
that.
God.
I'm just a piece of shit. So, just a giant piece of shit.
Hey, man.
So kind of to talk a little bit about the music you guys do, because that's.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, Will died. Oh. Come
Honestly, I
back.
think he was gone for a few minutes there.
Oh, shit.
I couldn't tell.
was-
I couldn't tell if he was like just smiling. We're gonna keep it going though.
Well, this is
back.
Jack from Dead Poets.
We just Will
there he is.
Will was raptured. The end is nigh. Oh, he's back. We thought
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Here it comes.
I thought you got raptured.
This is it. End of
Weird.
Dude,
times.
I already said too much.
Holy cow.
So like to kind of talk about a little bit of the music that you guys do, because that's the main reason we're here, is like we like to talk music stuff.
Hell yeah.
We do a decent bit of researching before we talk to people, as much as we can.
Oh, cool.
As much as we can.
Yeah.
I did a lot of creeping today and researching to kind of get prepared for this. But like, so one of the things I saw is you guys all met while studying. At least the three of you guys did. You have a new bass player, right?
Yeah.
While studying college of music.
Studying
college in music. Studying music in college at Berklee in Boston. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My buddy just got accepted there, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's pretty pumped about it. So
Where does he play?
he plays like everything: piano, guitar, drums, sings.
Nice.
Yeah, beautiful voice.
Oh, yeah, he's
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Actually, I
Gorgeous
think
voice.
we're gonna have him on the show next week. We're gonna record
Nice.
him, kind of just talk about some of the stuff he does.
Nice.
Yeah,
Cool.
no, he's a cool guy. But what did you guys all study there while you were in school?
We each did something different. I did music production and audio engineering.
Yeah.
It's actually called music production engineering. And then Jack studied, I think he was like guitar performance maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe it was like a mix of things. And then Will did drums.
Nice.
So, I mean, so everybody basically did their instrument. But I did engineering.
Just to kind of
Audio
like
engineering.
skew off for a second, there's two people in the band named Jack. Have you guys ever thought
Yeah.
about fighting to the death to see who gets to keep the name? Or
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Of course, dude.
yeah.
Every day we fight to the death.
It's like still an ongoing battle. You have to make sure all your doors and windows are locked just so you can have this
Yeah,
moment to
exactly.
do this podcast.
I saw a Facebook post today, and it was somebody messaged a bunch of people named Josh, and it's like,
Oh, yeah.
I wonder why. Do you all wonder why I've gathered you here today? And somebody said, yeah, and he gave him like coordinates and a day and a time. He says, meet me here at these coordinates meet me here from these coordinates. We'll all fight. Whoever wins gets to keep the name. You have a year to prepare. Good luck. So it was actually kind of. I was just going through that, and I immediately thought of you guys just like constantly battling over who gets to be called Jack. Like,
We actually go by JC and JU.
heard.
That's how we
Heard.
pretty basic right there.
not-
That's how we do it.
It's not as exciting as I hoped it would be.
No.
Very,
Yeah.
Way less hand-to-hand combat involved, but
let
we'll
down.
take it.
Is Will in there? Where did he go?
he's right here.
He's still there.
I'm here, baby.
Yeah,
Oh, we
he's-
see you.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you
I was
you
gonna
left
say
us.
the annoying irony of the situation is both of their real names is John.
They're not even Jack. They've just made. They were like, you know what? One of us has to change their name, and they both went to sleep.
And then nah, cuz we're both Jack. But yeah, also Dylan, our new bass player, he actually was with us at Berklee studying
Oh,
at
really?
the same time too.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You guys all graduated and all that, and I to assume correct.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
we stuck it out.
Heard that. What were you guys all from
Yeah.
Boston, or did you guys all come from different places and meet there?
All different places.
Mm-hmm.
So Will's from Minnesota. I'm from New Jersey. Jack is from Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
So our original bass player was my neighbor growing up in New Jersey. And now our new bass player's from New York. So yeah, all over the place.
That's pretty.
Pretty
So,
much.
what made you guys like
Adding our little
want
flavors.
to?
Oh, no, go ahead.
Yeah.
What made you guys kind of want to like join together and do this? I mean, besides obvious interest in music.
Well,
I mean,
are you
I feel like me and
Jane?
Jack were in the same. Yeah, I mean, I'll speak personally. When I was talking to you, Jack, we had the same situation. We're just always in bands growing up, and like, I personally saw Berklee as the perfect stew of musicians to find the best ones to make a band with, and I luckily fell into this one. Jack, I guess you can take over how the band started, but.
Yeah, that's pretty much right. Will and I just wanted to. Everybody just like bands are taken more seriously at Berklee. You know,
Yeah.
like everybody when they start a band is pretty serious about it. But it's I think it's rare to find a group of musicians who are like more best friends than they are musicians with each other. So we were all. I like to think we were like all best friends first. Will, I guess, wasn't. Jack was my roommate's best friend. Nick was my best friend from back home. Will, we just vibed with when we were auditioning drummers. And so I think that's why we kind of lasted longer than most of the other bands, because I could be wrong, but it's because we were really like kind of best friends more than musicians. I don't know. Maybe that's more common than I think.
I mean,
No, I think also, yeah, I don't know. We also were like we were the four dudes willing to just drive around to make no money in front of no people, and to convince other Berklee kids to do that in a band is really difficult. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
So like, obviously it's a music school. So like, is everyone is kind of in a band? Everybody works together and gets in a band there? Is that like kind of a normal thing?
Yeah, totally. It's a lot of people do it, but yeah, I would say so. But then people join bands and then quit bands, join other bands and quit bands. You know, everybody's experimenting the whole time.
Right.
I think there aren't a lot of bands that start from the very beginning of college, which is what we basically did, and just like made it a commitment to just stay in that particular band the
Right.
whole time, no matter what.
Right.
So that may be just one
So
extra thing that we did.
yeah, big kind of a big year for you guys. Your first full length album in February, and that's called the exclamation album. Is there an actual name for it, or is it just the symbol?
I like to call it album
Yeah.
number one.
Album number one. Heard.
Yeah.
I was reading
what
a
I call
review, and I think somebody called it the exclamation album in the review.
Hey.
So that's just where I got that.
The
from.
label based, yeah. The label told us we needed to come up with an explanation for it. Isn't that right, Will?
No, I don't like having to say exactly what it is phonetically. I like
Yeah.
seeing what other people call it. So
Yeah.
fuck it. It's whatever you want it to be.
Heard.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like one of those things I was reading. Like I read a lot of your guys' interviews and a lot of your stuff today, and you guys seem to have this kind of like pretty, like, hey, this is what we're doing with our music, and we really don't kind of care. Like this is what we're gonna do with it, and we really hope you enjoy it. But this is our art, and this is what we're making, and this is what we want. So I think one of the biggest quotes that I read that really kind of personified that was Jack saying, "It's just the beginning for us." Or was it Jack? It might have been Jack. I didn't write who it was. This is just the beginning for us. The next shit we make is going to be even more insane, and you won't be able to predict it. Our band is less of a sound than it is an idea. Fuck rock music and what it's been for decades. We're fucking tired of it. We're only going to make things we feel we need to say, and we're never going to entertain you with bullshit stock rock music. Yeah, it was Jack. And it was from a reasonable light interview.
Me or the other Jack?
I believe it was you. Yeah, I wrote down Jack Collins.
Me.
So it could be. I think it was an interview with both of you, so it could have been the other one too. I definitely, but it was definitely in an interview, and I like felt that really hard when I was reading that. I thought that was dope. So.
Yeah, maybe I get a little like excited about it sometimes.
No. I feel like, dude, people kind of think the same way that we think. Like, we get bored with an idea and we don't want to make one sound, Like,
right.
I feel like this debut album kind of represents that. Like, it's kind of hard to define us, which is fine because some songs people love, and the same people that love that song are gonna hate maybe the next one.
What?
We just want.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say we want to keep ourselves interested because I believe that that's also what'll keep our fans entertained and
Yeah, I think
interested in the music.
Listening to that whole album, like front to back, I've done it a couple times now. I think the biggest thing about it, there's no album. There's no fatigue on it. Like I can listen to the entire album, and I'm getting something different, but at the same, it's different, but the same at the same time. It's from the same artist. You can tell it's the same people making it, but it's got different sound to each song. So like I can a lot of times with me,
Totally.
I won't listen to a whole album back to front because it's just the same thing. It's the same concept. It's the same style over and over and over and over again with little changes. And I think with you guys, specifically with everything I've ever listened to, because I've listened to, I would say most of, if not almost all, except with the exception of the stuff I found out about today, of the catalog that's available. And I think that there's a lot of ever changing stuff with you from the beginning of what you've made to now. You can hear the evolution, and you not only the evolution just in your sound as a whole, but from each song. And I think that's just amazing that you don't put out something that just sounds the same the entire album. It's something that you're going to be able to know it's the artist, and it does sound somewhat the same, but it sounds different. So I like that.
I appreciate that, dude.
Yeah. So
I appreciate that a lot. Yeah, we had a
Seriously. Yeah.
I was gonna say we had a. Do you remember this discussion, Will, where we had a couple of long discussions, like when we were anticipating basically finishing the album or figuring out like what songs we wanted on it. Our big debate was whether or not we kind of want to pick a sound or just throw fucking everything in, even if it doesn't work, just because that's kind of more of who we are, I guess. But it was difficult because we had enough songs that sounded similar that we could have probably made an album of one of the specific sounds that are currently on the album. Mm-hmm. Maybe that doesn't make sense. You know how like on our album, there are like really heavy songs and then kind of pop songs and then
there's
songs maybe if you break it down.
There's even like one song that like sounds pretty heavily like a Coldplay song at times, and I can't remember the name of it, but you can definitely hear the Coldplay
I never love myself. Yeah.
influence in it. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Oh, cool. I appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah. So instead of like picking one batch and making an album out of that song, we just decided to throw it all together and see if we could make it its own kind of vibe, being so chaotic. But I don't know, maybe it just sounds chaotic to us because to us it feels like a big one end of the spectrum to the other.
I was gonna say one
which we like, I
thing,
think, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say the one fun thing was having all that chaos and finding a way to organize it into something that kind of makes sense. You know, I remember that being a long, kind of arduous process, but I think it came out pretty well, like in the order, because it is a lot of random shit kind of back to back, but I think it flows nicely.
Yeah, I mean, I loved listening to it back to front. There was no issues with that at all.
Yeah.
But for me, like I said, I definitely think or front to back, not back to front. I mean, maybe I will listen to it back to front next. I don't know.
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
The devil is speaking to us.
In reverse, dude.
But like, I don't know. I really felt like you can. It makes it more exciting to not have to listen to something just rehashed each song either. So.
I'm glad. I'm glad you feel that way, dude. That's cool. I appreciate that.
So,
I was just looking through the notes here, and it said, so you guys are popular in Mexico too. How's that kind of going there playing as like differential from playing in the States or anywhere else?
I wouldn't say we're popular down there. We have a core, like a good fan base down there, and everybody is so fucking cool. And it was actually the first place where like we had fans from the internet, because everywhere else before that was our hometowns, and like picking up 4 or 5 people at every random show across the country. But Mexico, we got like our first buzz. So we took advantage of that. We went down 2 times in the first year, maybe, and then like 6 more times following that until the pandemic. But
Yeah.
The fans down there are so fucking like passionate. You know what I mean?
It's
the venues are
one of my
so much
favorite places to play.
Yeah. The venues are so much grindier than like the gnarliest venues in our country. So they're like, Will, what was that place in Ensenada we played? Like, what was in the back of that venue? Can you hear me?
Which one? Yeah. And
Remember Ensenada?
I mixed up Mexicali, TJ, and Ensenada. Those 3 will kind of blend in.
Yeah. There's a town in Mexico in Baja that we play called Ensenada. And the music venue there is sick. But there's like the green room has like old machinery.
Oh, like
in it,
tires
and
yeah.
and there's like no roof,
Yeah.
and it's so gnarly. But everybody goes so nuts at those shows.
I'll tell you what though,
Yeah.
there's the coolest fucking people down there. Like the friends that we have down there, there's amazing bands like with Sputnik and Beta. There's this great band called DJ Pero down there. Like they do the same shit that we did, like that most people wouldn't. Like fuck it, we're gonna grind hard. We're gonna go out we're gonna see every part of the country. And the fans are super passionate, like, because they're stoked that you're, especially when you come from America to go play for them, you know? It's cool.
Hell yeah. That's
Dude,
like,
we had
yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I wasn't real. I was just gonna.
yeah.
I was just gonna say our first tour in Mexico we did with the band Sputnik that Will just mentioned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it was like we had gone from playing. I mean, we were playing these for years after this, but like we were playing small bars like in the US, you know, and then we go out to Mexico to open for this band Sputnik, and every show's sold out. It was like entering a different universe. It was the craziest experience because we were like what, like 20 or something. So
Yeah, brand new.
So how so I think you were kind of touching on like how rowdy it was, or not like rowdy.
oh yeah, it was.
Sorry. Yeah, it was. But who like how rowdy did you guys get down there? I'd say, and like,
Oh man.
There we go.
yeah.
So they're allowed to have alcohol in their car, like in that country. I'm pretty sure, right? Will, you can drink beer. You can't drink and
here's the
drive.
thing.
I love countries
We're
like
not-
that.
We're not like
love countries like
100%
that.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean,
you say, Will?
We're always with friends, so who knows the on paper legality of the situation.
Exactly. But they like to drink down there quite a bit, and I think those first 2 Mexico tours were probably rowdiest tours that we've had so far. What do you think, Will?
It's honestly like once you first get over the initial like culture shock of like, holy shit, this police car has like a turret on the back of it. You know what I mean? Like there's people with full armor and shit. Like, all right, I guess this is just how they rock
Yeah.
down here, you know. And then you get to places where like they've never seen tourists or something before. Like, we're just playing this super, super out there show. And we're just trying to get some food, and there's people taking photos with us because we had guitars. You know what I mean?
Like, you must be famous.
It's weird.
Yeah. It's the Backstreet. It's the Backstreet Boys.
Right. But yeah, man, everything from like checking out pyramids down there. There's this place like the lagoons of Bacalar that's just like, I don't know, man. There's magic down there. But we kind of lose money most of the time we go there. So
That's how I feel every time I go somewhere, or we travel anywhere.
Right.
It's like,
Just in general, yeah.
I just walk out the door and I fucking lose money.
I don't. Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I've been literally all over the world. The only continent I haven't been to is Antarctica, and
Wow.
it's my dream though. I plan on going there to work there, and I'm gonna put a flag in there that says property of Lorne May, and declare myself
Hey,
king.
Antarctica?
Yeah, I actually like that's like literally my dream is to just go work there for summer or winter or
Damn.
whatever the season is, and
The one season.
yeah, and I'm gonna literally I want to put a flag. This is property of Lorne May. Declare myself king. Renounce my American citizenship and never leave. So and just be the king of that.
Yeah.
So,
Cover Fire Podcast live from Antarctica.
That's-
yeah,
With King Lorne.
yeah, King Lorne. But so
That's on,
with that rowdiness though, who's the rowdiest one of you in the band? Like who causes the most shit and the most ruckus?
Used to be Nick.
yeah.
It's always those fucking Knicks.
Our former
I
bass
know,
player.
I know I've drank with Will before. I don't remember him getting. Well, no, we all got pretty rowdy actually. The one night, I don't seem to remember who was being the rowdiest though. But I know I've drank with Will before, and that was a good time.
No, we're all good boys.
Yeah.
We behave.
We're all really fun, really nice. We go to church on Sundays.
Always.
So.
Exactly.
We stopped drinking early because of church. Actually, we had to call it.
Nice.
Good.
Dude.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
great.
Yeah.
That's that's just wonderful.
Praise to Jeebus.
Exactly.
Praise whatever God you choose.
Yeah. Sure.
Praise Buddha. I got this elephant thing. Let's pray to the elephant.
Hell yeah.
Okay, that works for me. Oh, there we go.
That's our new God.
Yeah.
It's been
Elephant
decided.
thing.
There we go.
Elephant thing.
If you don't believe in our elephant thing, fuck yourself.
Oh my God. But so who is the rowdiest? Who would you say is?
You know,
It depends on the night.
yeah.
You know, because yeah. But
Yeah, it depends on the night and it depends on the tour. Like I feel like everybody's got their different phases, maybe, you know?
that's
originally-
that's completely true.
Is that yeah. So but our original bass player, Nick, was definitely the craziest one. Like just always on. Yeah.
Any fun
It
stories
was a
from
good
that?
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He almost got
Yeah.
arrested in Mexico.
Oh, that's not a good time. That's not a good time.
No, but we had friends that got him out of it. It was he was just being a little twisted. Just, had to take a leak in public, didn't realize he was really in public.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Yeah.
So, have you guys been to other countries other than Mexico?
No.
I
no,
have,
but
yeah.
oh yeah, you have, right? Well with Andreas? Yeah.
Yeah, I played with this other friend of ours. We did like a brief run in the UK, but are we?
Isn't
isn't
that
we
where I
might
met you,
potentially
Lee?
be playing in the UK soon.
I saw. So actually, I saw that you guys released an announcement, or at least maybe it wasn't an announcement. I saw it. I wasn't gonna bring it up unless you did. About Download Fest in the UK.
Yeah, we basically got this bomb ass booking agent in the UK, and she's been killing it lately. So hopefully, if shit gets opened up pretty quick, we'll be getting over to a lot of different places in Europe. So
Yeah,
we're
Europe's
stoked about that.
Yeah.
Europe's fun. It's fun. Not only is it fun, but I think that you guys would. Do you guys have a fan base over there that you know of, or?
A little one. I think it's fun.
Apparently, Yeah, like it's tough when you look on the internet and it gives you stats from it, but it's
Right.
tough to tell like if it's real or not because it's all ones and zeros for me right now.
Heard.
Yeah, exactly.
So that down like getting how stoked are you to potentially play Download Festival, barring everything? Obviously, everything goes okay and like they don't freak out and shut everything down.
Dude, for me, it's hard to express how insane it feels to
Such a big festival.
like have gotten the email to play that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, dude, I mean, it's the dream. You're just fucking, I'm not going to believe it until, we finish playing at the actual show. But yeah, it feels great. How do you feel, Will?
I mean, I am shitting my pants because we haven't played a show in a year plus. So, like, we got to play in front of some peps quick.
There you go.
Yeah, we're going to get rehearsing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm looking at it right now. It says the capacity is 111,000.
I know, dude.
That's a lot.
It's not small.
No.
No, fuck no.
Yeah, that's always a that's a festival I've always wanted to make my way to if I ever get there.
Dude, that is
No, we just got to act like we've been there before.
Yeah, we just actually had a band from the UK on our show last week.
Mm-hmm.
Hardcore band.
Oh,
yeah,
what was the name of
hardcore band called Moral Slip. They're like relatively unknown
Nice.
so far, but they make some dope music. Like they were like starting to gain traction, and then COVID happened. So
What are they?
I gotta check it. I gotta
Moral Slip.
Moral Slip.
Yeah,
Moral
like
Slip.
Vane.
What is it?
You ever listen to like Vane or shit? I'm trying to think of like another.
Yeah.
The Chariot.
Yeah, they definitely pull a lot from the Chariot.
Is that like straight hardcore you're talking about?
It's hardcore. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's straight up hardcore. So yeah.
Because I never really like got into any specific straight up hardcore bands, but I always stumble across those live videos of those hardcore shows, and there's like giant VFWs.
Yeah,
It
they
just looks so gnarly.
Yeah, they got some. They just dropped their an EP this year and it was just like super dope. I found out about them and I was like, this is awesome. I love it. So, yeah, they were dope as hell to have on the show. I've never I don't really usually interact well with British people. They usually talk down to you condescendingly. At least about every interaction I've had being in Europe. Not to sound like a dick, but
lump all of them together.
every interaction I've had while being in Europe, and then they just try to talk down to you because you're American. And those guys were just fun as hell to have on. They were joking the whole time. It was dope. But yeah, check them out if you want.
That's sick. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But kind of a little bit of that. So.
Let's see. Yeah.
So let me dive into some questions here.
I know I keep pulling up the questions. And
I keep going back. We have the
hot,
notes.
man.
We have notes and the questions, and the notes keep providing really great stuff. So we've been sticking with that. But I typically I have some questions I like to ask people, and one of those is, how many hot dogs can you fit in your mouth?
I knew it was coming.
Dude,
Just hot dogs, no
have
buns.
You dirty dog.
Yeah, just hot dogs.
dirty dog.
The
I
fans
have
want to
no
know.
idea, dude.
Your fans want to know.
Are these jumbo? Are these standard? Or what kind of Franks
Just
are we
like
talking?
standard hot dogs, like a ballpark dog.
All right, man. I'm a little ambivalent to the taste of a hot dog in itself.
Heard.
So man, I'll say 2 just to not be a coward. But I don't want any more than 2.
Heard.
But how much could you, dude?
Yeah, it's
full
not
pound.
just do you want. How many, if this was someone's holding a gun to your head and they're like, you have to put as many hot dogs in your mouth as you possibly can, how many could you get in there?
I bet I could get at least 13.
Oh, wow.
Damn. That's,
Damn.
I think, the largest answer we've gotten so far.
Yeah, that's definitely the largest answer. Yeah.
If you really had to.
Yeah. Everyone usually shoots pretty small for some reason. I've put 11 in my mouth, and nobody was holding a gun to my head. I just did it just to see. I felt like I could have got more, but I was laughing so hard that I just couldn't do it anymore. I used to. So the reason that even came about is I used to just randomly go up to people and ask them that to make them uncomfortable, because I love making people feel uncomfortable. You guys there? We lost him.
God.
I can see and hear you.
Oh, cool.
cool.
Never mind. We're good. So,
All right, cool.
scared. I like making people feel uncomfortable. It's just the
That
weird
made
thing
us
I do.
feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, I enjoy it for some reason. I just like watching people's reactions. Like I was telling last week.
Oh, yeah.
Good time.
One of the episodes we just recorded, I was telling people my new thing is to go up to people and say, "Little stinkers get to be silly geese at least once a day," and I just walk away. And people get really put off by that. So that's the whole reason the whole hot dog thing came up. I just like to kind of get people thinking about weird shit and see where it goes. So
And honestly, like you guys gave the best answers we've had so far.
yeah, everyone's just kind of we're just kind of like 2. Yeah,
Like, I guess 1. I'm like,
I don't know. It's like,
You got to go big.
Well, you gotta actually
go
think
big.
about it. You gotta put yourself in the actual situation.
Mhm.
You can't just,
yeah.
every time it's come up to me, I just find myself sitting there and like opening my mouth as wide as I can and being like, like trying to just fucking count how many I really could. I still don't think I have a
I think
solid
if
answer.
if you play this back, you may see my mouth open a little bit.
I saw it, and that's what made me think of it.
We'll have to get if we ever have you guys on, if we ever have you guys on again, we'll have to get you guys. We'll have to get some hot dogs so you can get the most
Oh
in.
God,
We'll do a contest.
we should get the
When
canned
we're,
ones.
when we're
that
near
actually
Grand
work.
Rapids. When we come to Grand Rapids.
Next time you're in
dude.
Michigan, we'll I'll bring hot dogs. I'll just bring a bunch of them to a show, and we'll just.
There we go.
So there you go.
That'll be so fucking whack.
I just show up with a bag, set them down on the stage. I'm like, it's time.
I think our Wi-Fi literally just took a shit. 'Cause I just got Damn.
All right.
We're good.
All right, we're good. You guys, did you guys lose our video?
I haven't had anyone's
we
video,
just
but
got
don't worry
audio.
about it.
Oh, okay. I'm not really sure. So we're cool with just doing audio because something keeps
I'm
happening.
cool with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when you went upstairs the last time, we were screen capping
Yep.
all the time. Cool. Doesn't
Mhm.
matter. All right. So we'll just have to cut all that. So
But yeah, big old. I feel like the best way to do it would be those canned hot dogs, because I've heard from multiple people that they add
Vienna
like
sausages.
no, they have like hot dogs in cans, like normal hot dogs, but they put them in a can, and I guess they add like smoke flavor to the water it sits in, so it makes it like as soon as you open it, you just get hit by this weird canned hot dog smoky scent. And I just think that would be the
How do
best
you-
one.
How do you make smoke flavor, dude? You lost me there. Like that's not all right.
I actually don't know. What is liquid smoke?
Yeah,
Uh,
right. I don't like that.
It's a thing though.
It might just be the juice from smoked wood.
Dude, where do they
Alright.
sell canned hot dogs?
I
I don't know.
have
I've
no
seen
idea.
I've seen canned burgers though,
Yeah, canned burgers.
and it's literally a bun and a burger with like lettuce, tomato, ketchup, and mustard, and I think bacon and cheese on it too, and it's in a can.
All right, you guys want some Minnesota knowledge?
Yeah, let's lay it on us.
Spam meat product
Mm-hmm.
is a Minnesota product. What's up? There's your canned meat product knowledge.
Hey,
Damn.
canned meat facts.
Didn't know that. Canned meat facts. Cover Fire podcast. Canned meat facts. We just wrote a song. It's done.
Canned meat facts. That's gonna be
Dude.
just right before.
Yeah. So, what's your guys' favorite curse words? Or do you not swear because of the elephant thing?
It's absolutely fucked. No doubt. How could it be anything else?
I mean, that's just like a breath. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's the
Oh,
perfect
fuck, you know
word.
what I mean? Like to me, it is. It's quick. It's like it's got a punctuation. It's perfect.
Yeah, I think it's
It's one
the
of the most.
first time we've not got cunt.
Yeah.
Oh, it's usually cunt. Yeah, it's usually the
Cunt, I always think is like attributed to Australians because I don't know.
Yeah.
Because like they own it like in a right way where I feel kind of insecure using it still.
Yeah. We were talking about that on one of the episodes we just recorded with how it's not a very people do not like that word.
Yeah.
very much at all. It's
Yeah, I feel like it holds a little bit more weight in the States.
yes, it does. It sure does.
Yeah.
Fun
Yeah.
word to use though.
Great word.
It's a
word.
good one. It's
Yeah.
a good one.
But
Yeah.
you got to be very careful with it. That's for sure. Fuck is
Yeah.
definitely.
How weird is that it's the same word, but it's not a bad word over there?
Dude, that's what
It's not.
Yeah.
It's like not. Yeah, it's not
How
even
does
bad.
that even
yeah.
happen?
It's like not bad
How
at
does
all.
that even happen?
they
Yeah.
were saying. Like we had somebody. They were saying like in Australia they use it as a like buddy. It's like a term of endearment. They're like, oh, what's up, cunt?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Gonna go hang out with me cunts today.
Yeah, like, it's like, oh, all right.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's
Great.
wild.
That needs to happen. It's still just a word too. It's just like people freak out about cunt.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's
Trying to think, there's like a really benign English word that we use, but in the UK, it's like it has more like weight to it. I'm trying to think of what it is, but it's a lost on me right now.
Speaking of like weird words, I just learned that Van Gogh's name is pronounced Van Gogh.
Really?
Yeah, that
I've heard that, but I don't like it.
apparently Americans are the only people that say it as Van Gogh.
It's like
And the rest
All right,
of
I got a question. How do you say, like, if you were to get groceries in a thing that is made of plastic and it contains them, what would you call that?
like a bag.
Yeah, a bag.
Right.
Okay, so I say bag.
Bag.
Well, you're from Minnesota
Yeah,
though.
but-
Yeah.
So.
I hate that.
Right, right, right,
I
right.
hate that.
Like
That's like people that say milk.
That's what you say, isn't it?
Yeah, that's.
we
No,
got
I say milk, but when I say something's bag, you don't like bag.
Oh God, it stings, dude. It's so wrong.
well, we got plenty. It's like weird in Michigan because
Yeah.
you either get the people that don't have like a northern accent or you do. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
So
Right.
you get like my brother. My brother has like a northern accent, and for whatever reason, and no one else does. It's really weird.
It's just like ah.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
talks
Yeah.
It
all
is
weird.
weird.
Yeah, none of us do. I don't understand it. But then you also have like people that have southern accents up here.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any
Well,
sense to me.
One of my good friends, he literally like, I was like, when I like, I became friends with him because I hired him at the job, like at my last job, and he just has a full-fledged Southern accent. I'm like, where are you from, dude? And he's like, I'm just from New Hudson. And it's like, how the fuck did you develop a Southern accent just being a mile away from Milford, Michigan? Like,
Yeah.
Dude, there are southern accents all over the country.
yeah,
Like anywhere 2 hours outside of a major city,
Yeah.
one's gonna have a southern accent.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Something about the
It's like the American accent. I don't know.
That's another thing we were just talking about is how whenever we think of something ignorant and we start talking about ignorant things, we somehow switch to a southern accent.
Yeah.
And me and him both do it whenever like we
And
start.
what the fuck you mean ignorant?
It's just something like
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
like just stupid. Like whenever somebody's being like saying like something. Whenever I think of like somebody saying stupid stuff or being
Yeah.
an idiot, for some reason my brain just switches to a southern accent, and I don't know why. It just does that, and
Well, you just lost a particular section of your fans that you could have potentially.
yeah. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm sorry, guys from the South. I love you. I do. You know,
Honestly,
I
though.
got plenty of. You know, I
Got
plenty.
plenty.
I got plenty. Damn it. Damn it. Jeez. Yeah. So let's not do that.
Just kind of a callback. I ended up looking up what the fuck liquid smoke was made out of. And it's literally just they put fresh wood in a smoker and collect the moisture that goes to the top of the smoker. And
Wood-
that's liquid smoke.
It's wood cum.
It's,
Kinda
yes,
like
it
that.
is
I like that.
wood cum.
Wow.
I thought that was sap.
Deep.
Oh,
Sap,
wait, yeah.
Sap is
Sap is definitely wood cum.
That's what I call that tree. Well, someone was calling. They said something about syrup at work the other day, and I was like, "Yeah, tree cum." And they're like, "What?" For some reason, whenever something leaks something to me, it's either piss or cum. So like,
There you go.
I don't know.
Not
why.
sweat.
No, well, like if you're sweating, that's obvious. Well, I don't know. Body
Body
piss.
cum, skin cum.
body piss.
Uh,
Who knows? I'm a
Where
weird.
the fuck are we right
I'm
now?
a weird
What is
guy.
happening?
So.
Doc, I got something to tell you. All I see is cum.
Why it won't go away?
Everything I look at is cum.
Jeez. So,
Speaking of dirty bodies and sweating, do you guys like to sing in the shower?
there you go.
It's a
What's
good
that?
segue. Do you guys
Sing
like
in
to
the shower?
sing? Yeah.
Not really. That's a lame answer, right?
That's so fucking lame, dude. How dare you?
Yeah.
I'll only do like a
Yeah.
line. I'll do a line or two. Usually only a line or two,
So,
and it doesn't feel right. I can't do. I couldn't do a full song. No way. But a couple lines here and
I
there.
do
yeah.
like the I do the whisper screams once in a while. It's like a
Yep.
high school song comes on.
yeah, there you go. I go through like an existential crisis in the shower. I just sit there and I just think about everything in my life.
Yeah, it is the best place for that.
Just why I'm here and what I did to deserve this.
What caused this?
Who was I in my past life?
I actually this question came up before, and I've slowly started to become more conscious of what I do in the shower, and I've realized I hum. Like that's my thing is I'll hum in the shower or whistle. While I'm because I
Oh, I kind of whistle out thoughts. Like if a thought comes in, it's like, oh, that was bad.
yeah.
I kind of just grunt in the shower.
I straight up just talk to myself.
Nope. Yep.
It's like, why do you do this?
Yeah.
Why did you do that?
Why, you asshole? Remember that time in fifth
Why
grade?
did you say that? Why did you say that?
Yeah, it's literally, oh, you're a piece of shit. You should have went to bed last night.
Why
What
did
was
you
wrong with
sleep?
Yeah, that's kind of what I go through, and then I remember I need to clean myself and get ready for work. I'll just stand there, just like, I hate this. I hate everything.
I do this weird thing where I've I don't know, I just could zone out super hard while I'm thinking in depth, and then 5 minutes will go by and I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Where am I? And then I'm like, oh shit, I have to shower. Why'd I just stare at the corner of the mirror for that long?
Yeah. Do you guys brush your teeth in the shower?
No.
Nope.
I've done it.
I love it.
I've definitely done it.
It's my favorite.
Heard.
Do you use cold or hot water when you brush your teeth?
Hot. That's an interesting question. I never thought anyone would use cold, but I guess that'd probably make it feel more fresh with the minty.
I didn't know people used hot water.
Yeah, I use cold water because it makes the bristles stiffer.
Yeah.
I go
Okay.
right down the middle.
You're like,
Right
I
down
only
the
use
middle.
room temperature.
I only use the best room temperature water. Plebs.
I buy bottled Fiji to brush my teeth.
Oh man. Oh god. So, I was looking at or listening to your music, and
I was looking at your music.
What?
I just had the
I have
WAV file
a good idea of listening to it, where I think I could say maybe some influences or comparisons come from, with you guys playing your music. But what are some of your guys' influences, and who do you guys draw from, or do you draw from anybody when you're writing or making music?
What do you think?
I mean, we always have this difficult answer because we all grew up in different spots. In the States, we all have we kind of have this similarity. We all kind of are drawn to big anthemic stuff similar to Coldplay. We all have kind of punk rock backgrounds. We kind of have this bluesy stuff. I kind of personally am more into the R&B hip hop side of things sometimes.
You can actually, real quick, you can hear that in your drumming. So you can hear the R&B come through in a lot of your drumming. That little that click, that tom click. A lot. I hear that quite a bit. It's dope. So.
Oh, dope. I appreciate that. But yeah, dude, I don't know, man. Jack was a reckless teenager and sawed off his frets on his guitar, came up with his own instrument. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wanted to talk
and which
about
obviously
that.
kind of came. Yeah. Which is kind of in its own essence, a cross between EDM, dubstep, in between metal, because it's a goddamn fucking 7-string. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The thing is, it's pretty gnarly. Do you use that guitar in? Is a song called Swarm? Is that how it's pronounced? Because it's got
Yeah.
That's the guitar, right? Is that the one?
Yeah.
Dope. So
Yeah, I got it right here.
before we delve into that, so for me, just listening to some of your music, some of the shit that I was like getting out of it, I was getting like Black Sabbath, Jeff Buckley, like 9 Inch Nails. Obviously, we talked about
Oh yeah.
Coldplay, Death from Above. I don't know if that's and then
Yeah,
dude.
man.
Led Zeppelin, obviously. Anything from
Baby.
Jack,
That's it.
anything from Jack White, and that's a lot of the other Jack's vocal style too. Not, I don't want to say they sound alike, but there's definitely like a comparison there. And then one of the big bands for me that I really, really hit home for was actually the first. I think I even brought it up to Jack when I met you. Was Black Rebel Motorcycle Club. Was
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
yeah, was initially when I first heard you guys live, because I'd never heard of you when I think I went to that show to see Andreas, and then you guys were there, and I ended up just falling in love like immediately, and that was the initial comparison I drew from was Black Rebel Motorcycle Club to me, and then a weird one I thought there was like a, and I you know what, no, it was just like a couple songs I heard. It was like a Foxy Shazam thing. But that was kind of weird, but I don't know.
Every band you mentioned is definitely an influence. Aside from, I don't think any of us listened to Black Rebel Motorcycle Club or Jeff Buckley.
Yeah, and I forgot about the Black Rebel Motorcycle Club thing, because I remember we talked about that, and I was just like, yeah, you got to check these
I've
guys
heard
out.
them.
Yeah.
I get it. But as far as influences go, you
Yeah.
pretty much nailed it. I mean, all of those are obviously influences for us.
Damn.
But nobody listens to Jeff Buckley, and
No.
we get that all the time.
That's weird. Yeah, I mean, it was more of like honestly, so when I was writing those down, like I'd be listening to a song and I'm like, oh, dope,
Like, this
check
reminds me of this,
that. But like I said before, you guys don't always have, a lot of your songs can sound different. And some of those ones, like I definitely heard a lot of Pink Floyd and Black Sabbath influences in those, and 9 Inch Nails. Those are like common for me. And I think you guys, and Bad Flower too. I want to say that was one that I forgot to kind of throw in there. That was another one. I don't know if that actually. I'm not sure if that was an influence or just me writing that down. Like that could have been a talking point.
I think
because I don't think I even knew who Bad Flower was, but I remember seeing a lot of stuff from you guys about Bad Flower, and then
I think now Bad Flower is an influence on us. I mean, because we're good friends with them now, so we get influence from each other. I think, which is pretty cool. But I think when the actual songwriting influences, it's just so random.
Yeah, those guys are very inspiring.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I've still got to check them out. Like I said, I'd never heard of them, and I think I just wrote them down over here because of that. I'd seeing you guys had.
Oh yeah, check them out. They're awesome.
Definitely will be. That's one of the things I love just about doing this is obviously getting to like show people new music, and then hearing new music that you guys end up talking about, like influences, things like that.
Yeah.
We always end up learning about like so much more stuff, and that's dope. There's nothing I love more than
literally one of the best parts of doing this is like when other people are like, oh, this is like check out these bands that we like heavily like and everything, and then we like end up kind of broadening our horizons with more music, more bands, more genres.
Oh yeah.
Even like
you guys should.
Oh, totally.
What was that? Sorry.
You guys should check out. There's a lot of really good new rock bands that I've been listening to, and I'm drawing a lot of influence from them right now. But I think it's like a pretty sick scene. There's a band called I don't know if you've heard of the band Cleopatra.
No, we have not.
But so they're pretty cool.
Dude.
That will be getting looked at.
Yeah, they're one of my favorite bands.
Yeah, we'll definitely be checking.
And then there's a band called Zig Mentality, who's super dope, and they're kind of like in that same kind of category. And Ready the Prince, that's another one that and we're homies with them, with those guys too.
Dope. Yeah,
But there's like a pretty sick scene with that stuff right now.
Yeah, we'll definitely be looking into that.
Yeah, so you guys should check them out.
That's one of the things we do on our Instagram. Isn't as popular yet. It's kind of slowly growing, but we're constantly sharing what we're listening to all the time on our story, and
Nice.
we get a lot of that's cool. Is we get a lot of people. I've people that come up and talk to me or message me and say, hey, this was dope. Thank you for showing me this, or like that. So that's one thing that we'll end up doing is if we listen to music, we like it. Even if I've listened to songs I don't like, and just for the fact of like, this is new, maybe I didn't jam it, I'll just throw it up on there because people seem to like it. But yeah, we'll definitely jam that for sure. We love finding out new music. That's like my favorite thing.
Hell yeah.
So,
Likewise.
but like to kind of, I really wanted to touch on the new album a little bit more. So one of the things I've noticed, and I don't know if it's just that's not just with your new album, but I think it's with a lot of your songs. There's that period, song title, then period. What's that about?
So everything we do is based on a feeling, pretty much. So we're always just experimenting. We're trying just dumb ideas all the time. That's kind of how we come up with stuff. And sometimes things have a reason behind them, and sometimes it just fits. And because we have a very visual side of what we like to see, as well as this music, and that comes down to every detail. So even in the spelling of the name, we were just kind of screwing around. We did it, and it was just like it started with Swarm, I think, and we were like, or maybe it was Bury Me Whole. It just felt right. It was like same with the symbol on the album. Like it's just kind of just the way it feels. I don't know. Well, maybe we all have our own interpretations.
No, just like even the thought behind, do we even have spaces in the song title? Like it visually looks how we wanted it. Like it's a cohesive piece.
It's good. Yeah, I mean, it was something I noticed, and I just was like, this is either something or it's nothing. I figured to me it was like it's gonna go one or the other ways. But I noticed it, and it was when I started thinking about like when we started getting into this podcast, and we started like we've been planning this for a while. We've been working on it. We've been contacting like bands. Like we're booked out for like the next 2 months on stuff. And like so when we were planning on like it's pretty cool. Well, like I said, when we were planning on and we doing all this, and I started listening to more of your music again because I was like, oh, you know what, I got into it hard, and then I kind of fell off, and then I started actually using Spotify again. I never really used it. I started using Spotify just to listen, just for the podcast, because I'm a big like just searching the internet, and then I just download albums. I'll go to Apple and I pay for and that's something I still do.
That's something
to this day.
Always done.
If I hear a song or one or two songs on an album, or it doesn't matter, I always go pay for it. I'll just go download. I have like 16,000 songs just that I paid for on my iPhone. So like when I I don't know. It's something about like supporting people. That's just the one thing I've always been about.
You've literally like been preaching that to me since I've known you.
It's just something I've always been about. Like pay for just if you like the album, just go fucking pay for it at least. Like you can still stream it all you want, just pay for it. And that's just how I've always been.
That's cool.
But like, so I started using Spotify, and then that's when you guys kind of popped back up because I had been using it before, and I was like, I don't know, this isn't my thing. And then you guys came back through, and I was like, fuck, I started seeing that song title thing. I was like, this is interesting to me, and I wanted to know if there was anything behind it. But after like reading a lot about you guys and looking at like what you guys talk about, it kind of seemed like it was more of just hey, this is a thing we're gonna try. It's a thing we're gonna do. But I was curious for sure. So with that new album, you guys actually have. I was looking at your store. You guys have vinyl available of that, and like a bunch of merch. Have you guys done vinyl before?
No, this was the first time. Well, this is our first actual full length album.
Right.
So we didn't even have a full length CD, which we now have, which was so all of it was trippy to get at once because they sent us the vinyl and the CDs.
Yeah, I collect vinyl, and I was surprised. I actually didn't notice that there was a vinyl of it, so I'll definitely.
Oh yeah, it's kind of hidden, I think.
I'll be swinging into that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I actually just got a vinyl. We just got some vinyl in the mail today, actually.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, But what's your favorite songs off the album, or favorite song? Do you have a favorite song? I guess is better.
Yeah.
I can't really listen to it, honestly. I just kind of nitpick it
Yeah.
every time I listen to it. But if I am in the right mood, I like I think every single one will get me in the right mood. I think so. I think Never Love Myself is our most well written song maybe. And then I like the weirder ones, Love Me Like You Do and Salt. That's
Literally, I was just about to say, the ones that catch me off guard, like, holy shit, me and my friends made this song. Like, cause I don't know, cause I never expected Salt or Love Me Like You Do to work. And they worked. And to me, they seem to me personally, they seem the most interesting and out of our normal character. Or maybe, I guess maybe amplification of our previous, I don't know, songwriting. I don't know.
Yeah.
I like those two, is all I'm trying to say.
I mean, what Jack said kind of with the nitpicking thing, that's like, I kind of hate what I end up having to do, and even Nick can probably attest to it, is that, so like when we edit these episodes, so even if we don't, like I listen to them a shitload to try to find like clips and content, and I hate it so much, like having to listen to it over and over and over again. But even if we don't do that, like when we edit, we have to sit there. So let's say like we have a 3-hour episode that we just recorded, and like we'll have to sit there for 3 hours and alternate camera angles, and we have to sit there. So like no matter what, we're forced to listen to this at least once. But I'll be at work and I'll have like a headphone in and I'll listen to it like literally like 20 or 30 times in the amount of time, and it's just, I just sit there, I'll be texting him like, I don't like this, or
that's the thing.
I also get like anxiety attacks before each episode.
I
like
can't
freaking out. Like I don't no, this isn't gonna work this way. I don't want.
Dude.
Like I like literally just freak out.
I fucking hate
That's
listening to myself. It's like literally listening to myself and like seeing myself is my least favorite thing in the entire world.
Oh, I flip out every time I look at myself.
Yeah,
Like, I complain to him about the camera angles like every episode. I'm like, I didn't like this fucking camera angle. I was like, we can't do this again. I get so bitchy.
But that's where like I'm glad you like listen to the episodes, because I'm like, if I had to listen to the episode that many times, I'd be like, no, just scrap the whole thing. It's fucking garbage. Just throw it in the trash.
I'll end up having people like come up to me like, hey, remember that one episode you talked about this? I'm like, bro, I don't know. Like I was like, I listen to them so much, and then I just erase them from my memory.
Yeah.
They're in there. I listen to them, and then they're gone. Like we will literally, like, we were talking about something today, and he's like, oh, didn't we talk about that once already? I was like, I have no idea.
I don't know.
I have no idea. They're in my brain, and I delete them once they're gone. But
it's weird, right? Because it's like we love doing it for some reason.
Yeah.
That's like me and cooking. Sorry.
Yeah, and the payoff is supposed to be you're super happy with this product and you just love it so much. It's everything you ever wanted, but you end up, I don't know, it's just like you don't even want to think about it.
The word perfect comes up.
Yeah.
The word perfect comes up.
Oh yeah.
That's literally how
And
it is.
then
Like, it's not
you
perfect in my
focus on
eyes.
that. No, because there's no such thing.
Yeah.
But that's the cool part. Like, dude, I hate recording drums because there's nothing worse than just over analyzing and like, nope, that's not on the click. You suck. You fucking suck. Why are you a drummer?
Yep.
Hey, we feel that.
I literally do that every time somebody's like, you play the drums, you're pretty good. And I'm like, no, I'm fucking terrible. Leave me alone.
But dude, Jack is really, really hands-on with the mixing and production. So like the amount of times he's heard the songs, I'm sure like if you played him any of the music right now, it'd be like water torture at a certain point.
Yeah, I was actually gonna bring that up. I noticed, at least when I was cruising your Bandcamp, we talked a little off camera about I was scrolling today and I found just in your Bandcamp all this shit that I didn't even know was out there. That Haviland EP, and then there was the Weapons EP, right? And I noticed that, I think that was how I started kind of figuring out. It said Jack had mixed and mastered all that. Or do you still you still play a pretty big role in all that right now?
Yeah, I think We've tried
being humble.
producers. Thanks, dude. No, I mean, where we're always kind of producing as we're writing. You know what I mean? So I did a lot of the. It's hard because we hired a mix engineer, to do. I think he did 9 of the songs, and I mixed 3 of them. I mixed 9 of them. For most of the album, we recorded it locally, drums, and then we did the rest in my room. Jack and I, pretty much, the guitars and vocals. But for me, it's kind of like just as much of a journey at production as it is with the songwriting and the band itself. So like, just try to top myself every time, with the production. Top ourselves over and over. Jack plays a pretty big part in it as well.
He plays guitar as well too, correct?
Yeah, and he writes a lot of the riffs on the album too.
Really?
And he writes a lot of the he writes a lot of the fretless riffs too.
Oh.
So yeah, I feel like him and I kind of have developed this sense of what we like when we play that instrument, the fretless one. Like we know how to play it for each other to get each other amped on a riff. Like we have the same taste on it. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. That fretless guitar. So I read I think it was an interview or something, kind of how that thing came to be. So I mean, just kind of what was it? You bought it in a mall, and the former bass player soldered the frets off. That's kind of what happened.
One of them.
Yeah.
One of them we bought at a mall. That one we did do it to that one too.
Mm-hmm.
This one, I got at like Guitar Center for like a few $100. It's really not a good guitar, but it turned into like a good guitar for what we used it for.
Right.
And our old bass player, him and I were just like fucking around one night in high school. We just decided to solder the frets off of it. It was just like a dumb idea. When I brought it to college, I didn't use it for like 3 or 4 years, and then pulled it out, and it was just like an easy way to it got us excited to write more music because we were getting bored of the riffs we were writing before that. But yeah, it's like we like trying weird shit as much as we can.
Yeah, we've talked
Dude,
about.
like it was almost like a joke.
Yeah.
Warm started. Like it was literally Jack like kind of just jerking off with the fucking guitar.
You know what?
It
I'll
turned
never
out
be
to
able to watch that
awesome.
music video the same again after you just said that. I'll never be able to do that.
Yeah.
By the way,
yeah.
hold up. That fit, the pants,
help it.
your fit in that music video, those pants are dope, man.
Oh, thanks, dude.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
What made you want to wear them pants, dog? Like, what was that about?
Dude, fucking you just gotta do random shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Keep it interesting.
You can't see it now, but you can clearly see that we do some dumb shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and we brought it up. We got the Chad Kroger flag just hanging in the background. That big face, just him.
Yeah, I
with
love
the
it.
sunglasses. Oh man, yeah.
It's the stupidest fucking flag I've ever
We
seen.
saw
in
it
my
on the
life.
internet one day, and we're just like,
Well, it's because we brought up Nickelback before, and I think it was the fact that like everybody shits on Nickelback.
and we actually don't.
It's not. They're not literally the worst music ever, and they're just like.
But then we talked about how like have you ever looked into their lyrics actually?
And how
just by
fucking weird.
by chance.
I'll tell you what, it's not offensively bad. It's like fine. It's like
there's
fine.
some songs that are like
Exactly.
there's some like, but some of their lyrics, like some of the lyrics are
man.
kind of like pretty demeaning to women at times.
Yeah.
It's like pretty fucked
Sure.
up. Yeah. So like that was a thing.
Really?
That was a thing. But like I tell you what, man, when I was a kid and or a teenager, I think I was a teenager. I don't know, a kid, teenager. It doesn't matter. I was a kid.
You were a
And
younger boy.
I was a young boy. I'm a little bit older. And I remember Silver Side Up came out. And that was Nickelback's first full length album. And I was in love with it. That was just dope to me. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
That had a How You Remind Me on it and a couple other good songs. And so for me, like Nickelback, I don't think they make any more good music, but that's what we talked about, and that's how this flag came to be. And we've got some other things we're gonna start switching them out and just try to
Nice.
make. We actually have a one It's Nicolas Cage's face. It's just his.
It's a flesh-colored flag.
with
so
his
the
face in the center.
giant
Nice.
tapestry that's flesh-colored and
Yeah.
just has his eyes, nose, and mouth in the middle of it. And it is the
Look at that.
ugliest fucking thing. But
So for
it's
right now,
awesome.
that's the most we're experimenting is with just different backgrounds. We have some other things that we want to try. We've discussed like moving into more of a joke thing where we start fucking with people pretty hard
every now and then.
every
yeah.
now and again on the show. But
We have this like backup plan where if we do an interview and it's like it just
not-
goes to shit,
we're just gonna go like
we're just gonna run it.
So one of the things, just to kind of, I have some more stuff, but to keep kind of going off on my thing really quick.
We know this is about you.
I took it over for a minute. I'm sorry, but to like really, one of my things is I'm an internet troll.
God, I hate that fucking
I
term.
am.
Oh, you're one of those.
Oh, it's bad. I don't do it often anymore. I typically save my power for only a couple great trolls a year.
Save my power.
My
Use
last.
it for good. Use it for good.
So to kind of preface this, I was in the Army for a long time, and right before the election, I got added to this Facebook group called Army Veterans United or Army Veterans Uncensored, and it just ended up being a bunch of like ultra right wing Army veterans. I don't know how I got added to it, but I was in it, and so I just went in there right before the election, and I made a post. We're not going to get political. I'm just telling the story of what I did.
Yeah.
I made a post just said that I was excited about Joe Biden winning the election, and they've lost it. And I ended up every argument that a right wing person would use, I would use it. I would just use it and replace Biden with Trump, or Trump with Biden.
Yeah.
So I would
Right,
use
right.
their arguments against them, and they started to argue against their own beliefs.
That's
Because
honestly art, though.
Oh,
that's
that's
a little
good.
bit art.
and it went on for a couple days, and it's probably my greatest work yet. I'm working on another one right now. I haven't. It's Milford Matters. I'm going to be trolling that hard soon.
Yeah, that's just
So that's
thing.
that's my thing. Is like he was saying, our backup plan is to, if we have an interview go bad, to literally just, or not even bad, it's just not going well. That we're just
Well,
gonna we're gonna let it sink, and we're going to just make it go in a really really awesome.
because we know there's gonna be that one person that like we interview that like is like not serious about it, but they're like kind of on a high horse, and we know it's eventually gonna happen. Like there's gonna be enough
Sure.
people that we interview that we're gonna get one of every flavor, and we know that's gonna happen eventually. So we're just like, if this happens, if we're just completely caught off guard by it, like that would be so much worse than just being fully prepared for the worst possible scenario.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's just we like to have fun with it.
You got to, dude.
Right.
So kind of just to get away, because we just kind of took
Let's give it a
control.
test run. Let's give it a test run.
No, it's a
Just
horrible
crash
idea.
it.
We're not gonna do it. No.
I actually wanted to talk on the fretless guitar a little bit,
Yeah.
and can you kind of like walk
Sure.
us through what it's like to play that and what it was kind of like you said you kind of just let it sit there for a little while until you started fucking with it, and it gave you like inspiration, but kind of what is the learning process of going through a fretless guitar and kind of like figuring out what noises and sounds you can make with it?
I mean, it's just like anything else you would pick up and just start fucking around with. You just picked it up and just started. I didn't like learn it, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think I play it correctly because it's not even. It's like I can't even play like regular scales on it or chords. I'm looking at it. That's why I'm looking over here.
Yeah.
But, it's
It's like an obstacle.
yeah. I mean, yeah, it's like an obstacle. But you know, we picked it up and I don't know. I was just messing around with it and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like, what is that? It's kind of a weird. Kind of feels cool. And then we just, I guess, started. Dude, I don't even really remember, honestly, how we got.
I think it was low,
Really
low
into
air
it.
was the first one, wasn't it?
Was it?
You definitely.
I mean,
I don't. I mean, it feels like you could hear it on low air, but I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, low air was the first one that like. Yeah, I think that's the first one we wrote with it. It's
Yeah.
just I don't. It's hard to describe. You know, you just pick up
Yeah.
anything, and you just see if you can make a cool sound out of it. It's not.
But also, it's kind of
complicated than that.
limiting.
Yeah.
It's a little limiting
Yeah, it
because
is.
you can't do chords. You know, it's like I'm not.
Yeah,
I know
exactly.
you're a big fan of Alt J. You know, the drummer doesn't have any cymbals.
Yeah.
It's kind of like he has to fuck with. All right, how am I gonna make it big? Or chorus without cymbals and shit. You know?
I'm sorry. Who doesn't have cymbals?
The
Alt
drum.
J.
Yeah.
ALT-J.
Heard we're gonna look into that. That sounds
Yeah,
that sounds pretty interesting. So,
Yeah, the drummer of Alt J, that band also formed in college, and when they were first jamming and rehearsing, he couldn't have cymbals in the dorm room because it was too loud.
Oh.
So he adjusted and they created a sound out of it. So limitations are huge.
that's crazy.
But I think we couldn't. We just kind of ran out of ideas on the regular guitar. You know, maybe we just
Yeah,
couldn't think of any more cool riffs.
I think it's.
But
I
we
mean-
still play. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, your music is like the guitar itself is just literally, it's amazing. I mean, everything about it, honestly.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, the drums, the guitar. I mean, the vocals, everything. There's not to me, there's not really anything that stands out more. It all just sounds great together, and you can
That's
definitely
awesome.
tell that you guys are talented and know what you're doing. And it's almost like having that experience, not just from being musicians, but learning. I've never been to a music school, so I have no idea what it takes to do that. But I can imagine it's a lot of learning about music. And you can tell that like the fact that you guys are willing to experiment, to do things, and just listening to it, you can hear a lot of that. It's dope, honestly.
Thanks, dude.
But I think to keep going with that,
Yeah.
one of the things I think that you guys have said, and maybe it's a couple times now, but your goal is to make someone feel something they haven't felt before. What does that mean? You like elaborate more on that? Or is it just a blanket? That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's maybe one of our core like songwriting beliefs.
Like
you
your
know,
mantra.
like if you know, when we're writing songs and something isn't clicking, it's usually because we've already felt it before, and that makes it boring. You know, so and we don't want to just like write only fretless songs either, because if that doesn't work, then it's got to always accomplish that goal. Like you got to feel something new, you know, that you go to that song to feel that way. That's at least how I look at my favorite artists, like my favorite artists, my favorite songs. I go listen to those songs because they make me feel a certain way.
Yeah.
Even if it's in the same genre as another artist, that the song can stand out enough to make you feel something unique.
Yeah.
If it's powerful enough.
Yeah, you are correct. I've actually never thought of it that way. That like, I mean, obviously I'll listen to certain music when I feel like I love metal and hardcore. That's like my favorite two things. And so like that's
Yeah,
what
I love metal too.
that's like my chill music though. Like when people that like Nick, you know, like
Oh,
Nick,
yeah?
like that. No, seriously, like that's like what I listen to when I'm like vibing, like chilling, like that's my thing. You know, and I know like a lot of people that like metal and even musicians themselves, like that's not what they listen to when they vibe. For me, like, I read a study about people with high levels of aggression, and that's me. Not so. I mean, it's there. I do a lot of things. So without going into too much history, I struggled a lot growing up and as a younger adult with violence issues, aggression, things like that. So I've read a study that people with high levels of aggression listen to metal and use metal as a way for it to match that and to kind of calm them down.
Yeah.
So I mean, I also like another thing. You know, I love. I mean, I listen to all kinds of music. I just that typical. Oh, I listen to everything. But I mean, when I'm vibing, definitely I listen to metal and hardcore. But I never really thought about listening to a specific song as a way to kind of go feel something, and that's awesome. That's kind of a thing for you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, that's great. That's
That kind of reminded me of
what
like Henry Rollins' mentality. He's like, dude, I got to get this fucking aggression out on stage.
Yeah.
And then when you interview me, I'm just like this calm, you know,
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about me is
person.
I've always been, for people that know me real well, I can be that know me well. I'm a very chill, kind of respectful, can be fun, but I have a side to me. It used to not be a side; it used to just be me. That's how I was. And now it's like a light switch. It just flips on. And Nick definitely can attest to that. It just kind of it's there and it's there and that's it. It's not going away until we find a way to turn it off. But it's not like a thing so much.
But
anymore.
there's a healthy outlet that you found. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I definitely found a healthy outlet. For me, it was a lot of therapy and learning that the results or the end game of my actions was not worth.
It's not what you wanted.
Was not worth what I was doing. It wasn't producing a proper, a good way to live. And then so I started to learn the triggers and learn the things that were that would cause me to kind of be that way. And I just started removing that shit from my life. I just started getting away from it. And that's even today. How I live my life is if I start feeling a certain way and I start seeing something that's gonna really get me going, I just fucking walk away from it. I don't even fuck with it anymore. It's done.
That's good.
You're done. You're done. If I'm in a it's even I do that with conversations. If I'm pissed, if I'm in a conversation with somebody and they start getting me mad, I'll just walk away from it. I won't even entertain it, and I'll come back to it. But if there's a point where we can't be reasonable and I'm just getting worked up, there's no point to have that conversation anymore. If I can't respond to you appropriately, there's no reason to continue having a conversation anyways. So that's just how getting older and kind of learning to, I could have went one or two ways with it. The military also helped me, believe it or not, with that too. It gave me structure and kind of guidance to kind of realize that I'm not the most important thing in the world, and there's other things going on. Yeah. But yeah. So there's that. A lot about feelings and music.
That's life experience, man.
Yeah.
That life experience, man. That's how you know that, to know what's bullshit from what's important in life. You know?
Right. Yeah. Then that's the biggest thing is.
What's up?
So one of the things you guys actually had, it seems so. You guys kind of really just dive bombing into another subject. You guys have had some pretty cool highlights, I think, from this last year-ish. You got featured in Loudwire. They did an article on you. Kerrang reviewed your new album. Kerrang, new Noise, Bring the Noise UK. You got Amazon Music put you on the cover for their Breakthrough Artist playlist in November. That's huge. And you guys, yeah. Yeah.
You're like, oh shit, really?
Shit, I just nardwarred you. And then you guys recently hosted a live stream of your newest album. I did not get a chance to check that out because, like I said, we work a fuckload.
Yeah.
And we both work. We both run kitchens.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah. So, and I actually, to kind of, before we dig into that, I'm actually stepping down from my job and going to college full time.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah. It's
for you.
exciting. Very exciting. And he's actually getting promoted. So we're kind of
nice.
Yeah. But you guys hosted a live stream of that album. What was that like? Not being able to play a show, but do a live stream playthrough of an album instead. How did that feel?
It was way less fun.
Yeah, I imagine.
No, it's cool that we Bad Flower, they're so good to us.
Mm-hmm.
So we're pretty good friends with their whole team, which is Jordan and Ryan, who are their kind of managers, and they do do all sorts of stuff. And then the 4 members of that band. But so they live on this farm outside of Nashville, and they just said, come on over, we'll shoot a video for you guys. And we could use their barn, so we set up in the middle of these what were they? Horse stalls? What do you call them?
Yeah, they're literally the stalls or the pens for horses.
Yeah, it's just stall.
Yeah.
It's dope. I saw it was in the barn.
They have a whole
That's cool.
It was cool, dude. And they have this whole lighting rig that they let us use. And you know, they're friends of ours, so it was fun, you know, hanging out with them, getting to do it. It was just, you know, I mean, like, fucking dude, if we could play a real show and debut the album, that would obviously be a million times more fun.
Yeah.
And cool. But what are we gonna do? I mean, we're lucky to be able to do that, what we did. We were pretty fortunate for that. So, you know, making it work.
To buy a barn out in Nashville, they got like a vision, man. Josh is a maniac. He has like this own light setup that he has that he programmed himself. Like Jordan, the videographer. I don't know, man. It was dope, but like, fuck, I wish it was in front of a crowd.
Yeah.
What kind of response did you get from your fans on that? Was it pretty well received? Like, at least did you get like a good amount of people watching it?
Yeah, I think so. I think we did. And we worked really hard on it, so it was nice to see people tuning in. We had like a chat going and stuff, and you know, it was the closest thing, I guess, to playing live in person.
It's like
So
those things. Talking to them in person versus replying to a message is so different.
I mean, yeah. it's gotta feel completely different. I mean, like,
Yeah.
just having been somebody at a show that's talked to both of you, like, just knowing that feeling like has got to be completely different. And you guys, by the way, also are super fucking friendly. Like, not people like I go to a lot of shows. At least not right now. I don't. But like, so how I ain't even I go to shows. If I don't know the art, like, actually, let me back up because I'm rambling here.
You're good.
What I do is I go to shows on my day off. Let's say I have a day off at work and I'm like looking for something to do. I'll just go to a show. I don't even have to know the artist. I just like going to shows. And I've been to so many fucking concerts and I've been to so many shows where like you try to talk to somebody and just like say what's up and people just kind of like whatever to you.
Yeah.
And you two were just like super fucking friendly, super receptive, and like just fun to fucking talk to.
Oh, cool. I
And
appreciate that, man.
I think for anybody, if any of your guys' fans end up watching this, like, heads up, go talk to them. They're they're dope.
Yeah,
They'll
absolutely.
talk back to you. Like,
Fuck them.
yeah.
Thanks, dude.
yeah, like, woo.
Welcome.
Big boy interference. We just got hit with the aliens. They're trying to stop us, or the Russians.
The Russian aliens.
Yeah, the Russian aliens are trying to stop us. Holy shit.
Ladies and gentlemen.
God, man, Russian alien.
So one of the things that I keep finding from you guys is or a description of you, and everything that I read is that you're genre bending and defining. And I know that one of the, I think Jack actually, was it Jack or Will? Somebody posted something in their story today. Maybe it was the actual Dead Poet Society Instagram, a review, or maybe it was a post. I don't know. It might not have been a story. I did a lot of digging today, and like, I know there was a review that just kept talking about how many genres you cross through, and I don't really see it as necessarily crossing through genres. I kind of just see it as a journey through music as a whole. And I think that for me, like, there's definitely genre bending. Like, you're definitely pushing boundaries and doing different things, but I don't really think it's like this whole, like, we can't find ourselves and do anything. I think it's more of a, hey, we're going to take you on a journey through our fucking brains and what we come up with and do this. How do you guys kind of feel about that genre bending and even defining? Like, somebody put defining. I've seen that a couple of times now. How do you guys feel about that?
I think it's fucking stupid. I think our manager wrote that down in some bio at some point, and it just circulated, and I fucking hate it, dude. I mean, I'd like to think what you said is, you know, that's how I would have wanted to intend it, but you know, everybody feels it. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought I cut out. But yeah, you know, that's how we wanted it to feel. No, I wouldn't say fucking genre bending or defining. What the fuck? No. we're just making music. It's just whatever it is.
Yeah, I think the sentiment was like when you hear the word rock, it's so like you already kind of like, well, I don't know.
Well, when you hear the word rock, you're thinking Led Zeppelin, fucking
Right.
yeah. You're thinking this is a straight, and that's not even true because Led Zeppelin had so much.
I was about to say because even
different
Led Zeppelin
sound to it.
themselves, they're like, dude,
I mean,
let's
I
take
don't
this psychedelic ass shit.
I don't know.
against
I guess
this
you're thinking.
blues
I think
shit.
rock today is putting on the radio station and hearing whatever.
Right, it doesn't
whatever,
matter. Like
Yeah.
already, whoever you are, you've painted a picture in your head.
Yeah.
So I guess whoever wrote that was trying to say, look, we're not rock.
You know, and
whatever the fuck that means.
I'm not a music expert by any means, but I personally think that when I'm reading those things, I agree with you. I thought that was a poorly written reaction to anything that you guys have made. I didn't understand it. Like I said, as I told you guys, I definitely you definitely pull from a lot of different things, and there's definitely you can hear that. I don't really think it's a bending thing. Like I said, I think it's just a journey. Like you're this is what you're writing, this is what you're doing, this is what you want to do, and you're just trying to be you and make music. And I think that you're just putting us on a journey through whatever your brain is, and I don't really see it as you trying to push through different things and do this bullshit. And we don't, a lot of things that are associated with genre bending or people like we don't know what we are, and that's what usually the association comes with it, is that there's this the band or the artist hasn't found their home yet, and they're just trying to do all this bullshit with it. And I personally think you found your home. You're just writing music and putting your art out there and hoping people fucking enjoy it.
Yeah, I think where I'm at with it now is it's just whatever comes out comes out. I mean, we're not trying to fucking push boundaries or anything like that. You know, it's just we're just gonna keep making music. I don't know if the next round is gonna sound, like what we just put out, but we just followed our path of just trusting our instincts always, and just whatever we like. We really don't. We care less and less and less about other people's opinions. So it's just, it's just going to be continuously just whatever we want to do. I'm sure a lot of artists say that, but that's just that's all I believe it is.
I mean, it's your art, at the end of the day, it's what you guys make. This is what you spend your time and your hard work into it.
Yeah.
I mean, it should be something that you're happy with making. It should make you at least feel somewhat like happy to do it. So me and Nick were talking one time because we had a guest on here that we tried to kind of be like super hospitable to, and they kind of like really took advantage of that and demanded a lot of things from us. And we tried to because it was our, I'm not gonna say who it was, but they kind of demanded a lot from us and like try to take advantage of us. And I think even in the email I sent you, I kind of talk about it at the bottom where, hey, if you're going to talk about anything special, let us know. Yeah. But like me and Nick talked about it, how it's, it's just our platform, this our content. And
absolutely.
You're on the show and like, we're totally down to be like do things and like work with people. But like,
we're super thankful to have people on here to like,
and
make
we
this
talked
possible,
about it after that happened. And we're like, this is our shit. Like if, we don't need to be, like we're doing this for us in hopes that like people like it. So we're going to do, at the end of the day, we're going to do what we think is best for the show. Like they were demanding that we cut certain things from the episode. And
it was big segments.
And we were like, no, dude, like this like works. Like, and it wasn't like it there wasn't like any reason to why they wanted it cut. It was just like, whoa, just cut that. And we're like, no, this is like a 15-minute like segment about like beautiful to like music. Like we're not about to get rid of this. Like this is amazing.
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah. So we resonate with that for sure. Definitely I understand that. Like it's definitely there has to be at least some of that, and with you guys it seems like it's a pretty huge priority definitely to keep putting out what you want and making what you want. And honestly, it's working for you. So I mean, why stop? Why stop? I mean, the proof's in the fucking pudding for you guys. So I think that you guys are, I mean, just the growth and like the success you guys have so far is pretty cool. So
for real.
I'm excited to see what you guys keep doing. Like to me, I remember talking to Nick about you guys and explaining to him, I was like, these guys are literally just one song or one person away from just them just blowing the fuck up.
Literally, yeah.
Like it literally, I mean,
Thanks,
you guys
dude.
have you've definitely enjoyed success for sure. But to me, I mean, this is, I don't, in my eyes, I don't see how there's any way that this doesn't go up.
Seriously.
I hope it does. But like with the success that you guys have enjoyed, there's also, I would assume, been some failure. So in the last year, what would you guys say your biggest failure is? And
Oh, that's a great question,
how
dude.
you guys dealt with that?
I think first of all, we're not successful at all.
I mean, in the realm of music as a whole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
we've done things that
Yeah.
that have exceeded our expectations from the beginning, which is
And
really
that's success in a way, you know. So
yeah.
Don't
Of
sell
course, you
yourself
could
short.
define it as that totally, but it's constant failures, like literally 99% failures,
Oh, yeah.
and then
yeah.
a one little success here and there, and you know hopefully go up a little bit, but then you come back down. You get, I mean, it's like it's just
It's
just
constant failures,
obstacle
and the
after
small
obstacle.
successes are the heroin that keep you going for it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but our
yeah, go ahead.
yeah, our biggest failures. There's so many ways to categorize that, because I mean there's also always so much personal shit going on, not between us, like personality wise, just like in our personal lives. It's just it's so much like a family, you know, because so when any one person is down, the whole thing is it starts to, you know,
Yeah.
you got to bring everybody back up. Someone's got to bring everybody back up. But I mean our biggest failure in the past year, like what would you say it is? Well, do you have anything in mind?
I'd say there's like two main obstacles that of this year, recording wise, was like relationship and health issues kind of hurt us. But I wouldn't call that a failure. I'd call it an obstacle.
Yeah.
Fucking a failure. Like,
Well, it's
I don't know.
well we got signed to Spinefarm Records in January of what was it now?
Congrats.
Was it 2019 we signed with them? Thank you. But we had 4 or 5 labels throughout the year before that all said they were going to give us a deal, and they even gave us days, like, we're going to send you the paperwork on Wednesday, and not a single one of them came through. So that was like a series of failures in a row. It's weird because like we've been failing since we started, you know. It's like, but we would fail once or twice or 3 times a year, and then this year before we got signed, we failed like 20 times in the year. It was just like rejection after rejection, you know what I mean? And we lost so many tours along the way. Like we had like, oh, this tour was going to happen and it didn't.
Yeah.
This one and it didn't. So it was like just you can get so discouraged so quickly. But I think we've learned to like wait it out. So if something falls through, we just keep going, and if we wait long enough, like another thing will pop up. And then every year that we did that, there was like 1 or 2 more things that would pop up, or like 3 or 4 more things that would pop up. And then it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. But the failure is like the amount of mistakes you make and things you do wrong also get bigger. Like, if that makes any sense.
I think it's like failing upward.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
literally, I think I was going to say that was like failing backwards is still moving forwards, right? Like,
Right.
I mean, there's so many day-to-day things that just go wrong. It's like insane. It's like we were going to ship out all these shirts, and then all of a sudden we couldn't get the shipping to the Europe, so we had to cancel all these orders. And then it's just like always falling apart. You know what I mean? Because we do not know how to run a business. And I think before you get signed, you think like, at least I did, oh, once we get signed, like now it's going to be a real business, and you know we won't have to do much. But it's the exact opposite. It's you're still running the show, except now you don't know how to deal with all these like other little things.
Yeah.
Keep the thing going. So it just
That's
piles
the
on.
problem.
Piles on.
You
But-
put musicians at the helm of a business, it's gonna have its hiccups, you know.
yeah, exactly.
So that's all like amazing, honestly. Those are great answers. Like that's actually probably the best one we've had
seriously.
so far. It's actually a question that we just started asking, and it's I've been looking to make a signature
question.
a signature question. I feel like everybody should have a question they ask, and obviously one of them is gonna be how many hot dogs can you fit in your mouth, but that can't be the one. That can't be the main one.
It can't be the spine of
yeah,
our questions.
That's a great question to ask.
Thanks. So, but I kind of blurted off a lot of what would seem like some successes, and you guys talked about the Spinefarm thing, which that's awesome. Like, glad to hear that. I mean, but with failure, hopefully there's always success, or there should be. Other than, or maybe it's one of the things I mentioned already. What, in your guys' opinion, would be your biggest success in the last year?
I think that helps. That's each. It depends on what you hold sentimentally. You know what I mean? Like everything is the sentimental value. Like to me was when we released the album, our song Coda got on the Rock Hard playlist on Spotify.
Yeah.
Which,
yeah.
To me, it's like one of the ones that I was always like, wow, this would be sick.
Yeah.
So when that got on there, that felt pretty good. There's a lot of little things like that. But I don't, we still haven't had any like real success. Like, you know what I mean? Bands, you know what I mean?
There's all these little wins.
Top.
Like, dude, like I loved. Omar and like at the drive-in Mars Volta, and then we're like recording drums with Alex Newport. Like
yeah,
just, like, little
I saw
wins,
that you guys had cool. That. Yeah.
There's no defining moment like holy shit, this is when it happened. Yeah. It's just all these little wins like, oh, this is kind of dope. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's good enough for what it is right there. You know what I mean? Like even if it's just the little things.
Well,
Yeah.
Like, totally, and they add up. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's exponential. Like we've actually been having little wins since the very beginning. I think it's been nonstop obstacles. But I remember like in the first year we were a band, we had recorded that EP. I think we recorded Weapons, and then I just started emailing it around to some engineers and producers, and I think one guy had like recorded the drums for 30 Seconds to Mars, and he got back to us and he said, oh, this is cool. Like, I'd be interested in working with you guys in the future. And I remember I got that email and I was like, whoa, this is crazy. Like, But that happened. And we'd have like one of those every year, every 2 years. And then all of a sudden it was like, we'd have one of those every 6 months. And then you get one of those every 2 months. And then, it compounds, I guess. But I don't know if you want to look at it like that.
So, yeah. I mean, so Will brought up working with Alex Newport, who's a Grammy-nominated producer. What was that like, getting to work with somebody like that?
That was the first producer we ever worked with. Actually,
oh, really?
Yeah, the only one.
There you go.
You know what? One of our good friends from college actually engineered our first EP and produced it, and he did such a good job. I think that he kind of inspired me to want to keep producing our music, and he made me want to really keep making everything better and better and better.
Mm-hmm.
But Alex Newport is the only outside producer that we weren't, that we didn't know that we've ever worked with and still have only worked with. It was great. I mean, I think we let him lead the charge for the most part. He actually produced our song American Blood.
Yeah.
And mixed it. So that's all him. Like he kind of had a lot of the vision for that song, I think. And it was nice getting to sit back and have someone like sort of take the reins and whatnot. I mean, it was great. He was super easy to work with. And but what happened is we ended up disagreeing on a couple things, and then we took it into our own hands, and then we got it remixed, and we just ended up doing it ourselves again because we were just so, I don't know, super picky about it. And I think a lot of artists do that now anyway.
Yeah, you kind of know what you want and expect out of it.
Yeah.
And, it's kind of harder to like look at it and have somebody else be like, well, this is this. You're like, no, but I wanted it this way.
Right.
I mean,
exactly. So.
Oh, no, go ahead. Talk away, sir.
Yeah, when we're sitting in my room, like recording and getting guitar tones and vocal tones, it's part of our writing process because so much of what we come up with is in the production. I think they go back and forth. At least for me, production inspires me to write melodies. Guitar inspires me to, demo something out. But yeah, I don't know how you feel about it, Will.
We lost Will for a minute there. He came back and
Will's back.
He's a big, beautiful boy, and we missed him. And
Mr. Steez.
Mr. Steez is back. Big Steez.
Back.
I'm here.
Mr. Steve.
Sit down. He's sitting in his thinking chair and
Please,
thinking.
Mr. Steez is my father.
So actually, real quick, Jack, I was on your Instagram, and I noticed that you had some TV spots with some tracks you made, specifically with WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier teasers, the Wu-Tang Hulu show, and then you collabed on a remix for the Bad Boys for Life trailer. Are those? So I listened to all of it. Are those specific tracks that you designed yourself and got put into those? What kind of?
Yeah, it's my job at the moment, like pretty much, like while we're. So I do music for movie and TV show trailers. So I compose tracks and do like remixes of songs for trailers for like all different shit. So
how did you get into that?
Yeah, that's super dope.
Thanks, dude. Yeah, I have a friend who's been doing it for a while, and I've just kept in touch with him over the years. I met him like 7 years ago at an internship. This guy I interned for, and he did trailer music starting like 4 or 5 years ago or something. He kept telling me about it, so I decided to try it out and got into it that way. It's pretty fun. It's like a fun way of making music for other people.
Yeah, I mean it's gotta be pretty cool, like knowing that even if they don't know you directly, that like millions of people have heard something.
Yeah,
that's millions, like tens of millions. Think of how many people saw that Falcon and just that alone, or Bad Boys for Life, that teaser trailer specifically. Like that's crazy. Like it's got to be a kind of a surreal feeling at least. So.
It's a cool feeling. We do when we're composing these tracks, we're given references, which are other trailers on. I listen to them on YouTube, and it's so hard for me to even pay attention to the music when I'm composing the music for it. I watch these trailers, and I don't even hear the music. It's like I have to watch it like 3 times in order to hear the music just to reference it because like who cares about the fucking music in a movie trailer, dude?
You're like, oh wow, look at that.
Like, it's so like. I mean, it's fun to make, but like nobody's like listening.
If there's
to
not
it.
like,
You know what I mean?
You're not listening to it, but they are.
Yeah.
Because like if you,
it's like
like you don't think about it a lot. Like I always think about like so many movies, so many TV shows you watch. Like there's always music playing in the background, and most of the time, and then like you don't even think about like what it would be like without it being there. And I don't know, for me, like, I'll tell you what right now, like, you want to know what got me to join the military? Was that fucking music on the goddamn commercial. Like, that's what it was. Like, with the trailer. Like, so, like, people aren't listening to it, but they are. You put some, like, dope-ass shit in there. I mean, like, who was it? Narcos on Netflix. They played, Ain't Going Out Like That is in the trailer for Narcos.
Uh-huh.
And the only reason I watched that show is because the trailer music just made it hit so hard.
Oh,
so like
sweet.
in a way, like
which one is that?
It was Narcos. It's whatever the trailer like, or not even the trailer. It's like so when you click on it or you go down, it plays like the preview of it, and it has "Ain't Going Out Like That" playing by Cypress Hill. As the music, and it just fucking hit so hard with the visuals in the trailer. I was like, I have to watch this, and I watched it, and it was good. But that was it for me. I was like, so yeah.
Dude,
I mean, that's without good music. You're not going to probably – if it's not together, it works together, I think. So
that's true. When it comes to trailer music, I get really stoked on it. Like, I listen to trailer music, and it's like I try to play for other people just when I'm just, like, listening to it, and nobody fucking gets it. It's like Well, remember
Hold on,
when
I gotta tell a quick funny story.
Dog,
Can I
go
tell a quick
please.
funny story?
Yeah, no. Oh, literally, tell any
I'm
funny
a-
story you
I'm a
want.
big-
Yeah, please.
All right, I'm a big fan of the Saw franchise, and I love Samuel L. Jackson and I love Chris Rock. Okay, and then all three of those came together, and they're making this new thing called Spiral, which is a spin-off of Saw, right?
Yeah.
So I see this trailer. I'm like, dude, fuck yeah. And I sent it to all my friends. I sent it to Jack. Jack's like, fuck, we almost landed that.
Oh shit!
Damn.
I've never seen one Saw movie ever.
Dude, they're good. Well, they're like,
But it was just so funny because, like, the disconnect from me being as a fan of the movie,
Yeah.
Jack's thinking, like, I almost landed that trailer, dude.
That's nuts.
I'm such an asshole, dude.
Oh man.
but that's like,
No, it was so awesome because I was like, that event's so fun. I mean, it's dope. It's so dope.
yeah. One of my favorite songs, actually, I found it because of the Doom 2016 video game trailer. Like, I just remember they had the cinematic trailer of the
boy.
Doom guy fucking hauling ass down a hallway. And it's like just a close up on him. And then New Noise by Refuse starts playing. And it's just that build up, the like, dun, 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 and it's such
Have
a
you-
fucking amazing way for that whole trailer to go. And
Just kind of blank off on away from. Have you guys heard? Do you guys listen to the Doom soundtrack by chance?
I haven't. Wait.
Do yourself a favor.
yo, Mick Gordon goes hard as
dude.
fuck.
Mick Gordon
Are we
didn't
talking
have to go that hard.
about the video game or the
Video game.
movie?
The video game.
The new video game, the
2000
2016.
Do yourself
Doom
a favor
Eternal soundtrack.
and go
Not
listen
Doom
to it.
Eternal. That's the newest one. The Doom Eternal soundtrack's good, but the Doom 2016 by Mick Gordon is
Yeah.
out of this
Mick
fucking
Gordon didn't
world.
have to go that hard, and he did. He did it for us.
He really did,
Yeah,
though.
and
I gotta listen to it. Too.
you do.
It's honestly the best soundtrack to a video game ever.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. What's the name of that? What's the name of the big popular song?
BFG
BFG
or
So,
Rip and Tear.
Rip and Tear BFG. If you want to kind of look into the most popular of the two songs, or popular songs on the off that soundtrack, BFG, and
Or it might be
honestly,
BFG, Rip Tear, Rust and Dust.
Yeah,
Rust,
yeah.
Dust and Gust.
yeah, take some time,
Okay,
jam
okay.
out. They're all instrumental.
Yeah.
But man, do yourself a
I'm
favor.
listening to it. I'm listening to it right now.
It's hard, man, and it's just so good because you're just running through, just killing.
It's
shit.
a fast pace. It's
Yeah.
a very, very, very fast paced video game
Yeah.
too. So it's like you're listening to this just hype ass, like metal instrumental with these like techno hits thrown out in the entire thing, like these electronic hits, and you're just like,
Do you guys play video games?
I actually don't. I was just.
Not as much as I
Oh,
used to,
it's
but you know
bad.
what's funny is my little brother has a PS2 that he brought to the new apartment. I'm pretty stoked on that.
A PS2?
Oh, dude, you didn't tell me you got a PS2.
Yeah.
Dope.
And check it out. He doesn't have. We don't have a TV. We have a projector that we hook it up to. And play it on
sick.
the wall.
Oh man, I miss the PS2.
Yeah,
I used-
honestly.
Honestly, the PS2 had the best James Bond video games.
You
They
remember Jack 2 and Jack 3?
Bro,
From
Jack and
Dexter?
Daxter? Yes, I actually
Bro.
just bought all of those on my PlayStation 4.
Dude, those games, fuck, man. Those
Yeah.
games are so good.
I think
Oh, man.
I want to
Anyway.
say they were teasing remastering or remaking them. I can't remember.
They
I'm pretty
always
sure I
do
saw
that
something
shit.
about it, but yeah, like fuck, I would totally play another one of those.
So no
Dude,
video
absolutely.
games for Jack, but I know
Jack Underkoffler loves video games.
heard.
He's
Heard.
on Twitch and shit.
Yeah, we're actually looking into starting doing some stuff like that.
Yeah.
We both he's a lot better at video games than I am. I play them. I'm not like great at them. I'm only good at a couple games.
I won't say that.
What's up?
Said I suck at some fucking video games.
Yeah, but
dude.
you're a lot better at a lot of video games. I mean, I'll whoop anybody at Madden. Play me
Yeah.
at Madden, and so it's over.
Oh, I was gonna say I'm pretty good at 2K, man.
I'm all right at 2K. I dust pretty much everyone I play in Madden.
Yeah.
It's usually it's pretty bad. And I'm really good at the Division. I play that pretty hard. I haven't played it in a minute, but I play that like super heavily. But so Jack, I know you like surfing, like That's pretty evident
Yeah,
in your
dude.
social media. We'll get into that. But Will, what do you like to do for fun other than make music?
I don't really. I play drums and occasionally I play basketball, but I don't know. I'm actually
He's like,
not
I don't
very
have fun.
Fun
Yeah,
is
I'm not very
stupid. Fun is stupid. I hate it.
He's gonna start surfing pretty soon.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, I just moved to the beach and I realized how close I am to the beach, and I realized I have no excuse to not learn how to surf.
Exactly.
So I'm absolutely terrified of the open water. Nah, I'm cool.
Check it out. I don't fuck with the ocean at all.
Me neither, dog.
Wait, I gotta tell you guys this story. We were surfing this morning at a break called Trestles in San Diego, and I was out with two other guys, my two buddies, and one of them saw a white shark when my other friend was on the inside, so like he was closer to shore.
Yeah.
And then my other friend spotted the shark, and he like screamed at my other friend. He said he saw the whole thing like in the water.
Damn.
It was 4 or 5 feet away from my friend.
No.
It was pretty fucking scary, dude.
But that's like the thing.
Yeah.
They like get such a bad connotation to like they're actually, what is it, like people have this huge like misconception about sharks and how they're just like, you see a shark, it's gonna fucking attack you immediately.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even scared of the whole, like, okay, that's not entirely true. Of course I'd be terrified if a shark, I've seen sharks like I wouldn't say up close, but I've been in the ocean plenty of times. I've like jumped.
I went swimming with sharks.
I've jumped into the ocean from a helicopter before.
I don't fuck with it.
Like my thing is I don't like not being able to see land.
Nope.
I don't
Oh,
like the
yeah,
idea
no way,
like
dude.
there's some like endless void out there and I can't be safe.
I'm actually
Like,
getting uncomfortable
like
just talking
yeah,
about
like
that.
the fact that like
Yeah, it really is.
I know that like if something happens, I'm just fucked right here. Like
Yeah.
if something bad happens, like I'm probably, this is it for me. It's over. And like I just, something about being on land just makes me feel way more comfortable. And like being in the ocean is cool. Like I don't really have a huge problem with it, but just like the idea of like being like even pulled out, like getting cut under like a riptide or something and just like not being able to see the shore just like petrifies me.
Yo, I just hate not being able to like see down. Like not
It's not even being able to
look
see down. It's more of
that's
not
my
being able to
fucking-
see around me. Not being able to see
But
down.
you guys are similar to me. I'm from Minnesota. You're used to lakes. You can see the other side.
Well,
I still don't even fuck with lakes.
I mean, we
Like,
got some pretty fucking big lakes here.
I don't
dog.
like if I can see down. Like
Yeah.
if I look down and I can't fucking see it, I'm like, yeah, I'm not fucking with
Yeah,
that.
I mean, I think, I mean, we do have some, like, we have a lot of small lakes. I mean, like, we live pretty close to, like, we live right by the Great Lake, like,
Literally, yeah.
Lake Michigan. And then we lived right by Lake Huron. I mean,
You can
and then-
surf there, dude. You can
Yeah.
surf there for
Yeah.
sure.
Hey,
Yeah, people do. I mean, actually, one of the
Oh,
coolest
yeah.
surfing things I've seen was in Germany. There was a river.
River wave. Yeah.
A river wave, and they were surfing those. I got a video. It was in Munich. I was actually going to see Avenged Sevenfold that night, and they canceled the
Nice.
show, man.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah, somebody was sick or some shit. They couldn't play it. I was so upset. But you know, it is what it is.
pre or post rev?
Shit happens. So
Is that pre or post rev?
it was post, or no, sorry, pre. It was pre. It was pre-rev. Yeah. So he was still going
yeah.
strong. He was still. It was in like 2009 or 10 or something.
I mean,
shit.
you were in Germany. So.
Fuck
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm an
Fuck
old
yeah.
boy. So
But there's that guy that goes Lake Superior. He's like the fuck. I can't think of the town, that college town up north.
Sault Ste. Marie,
No, it starts with an M. Marquette.
Yeah.
But there's a guy that lives in Marquette, Michigan, in the Upper Peninsula, who literally like goes winter surfing on Superior, and then like people just go and take pictures of him all the time, and he has these like articles
Awesome.
written about him, and he's just fucking full beard, covered in icicles, wearing like a wetsuit, and just
So sick.
it's super fucking dope. Like that's like the things that made me want to surf. But then I'm like, dude, I could totally do this. Then I get near the water and I'm like, yeah, I don't fuck with that. I don't like water.
You know, there's something about being on a board though. It like feels like a boat. so
Yeah.
you feel somewhat protected. I don't really like just swimming out there. That kind of freaks me out.
No, I like fishing too. I love being on boats and fishing.
I used to swim like crazy. Yet again, another when I was in the Army story. I tried to swim across this lake in northern Michigan called Lake Marguerite. I think it did pretty well. It's like you don't think that swimming a long distance is going to be that big of a deal.
Oh, it's big fucking
until you get like halfway through it, or I think I got halfway through it and I was like, this is the worst thing that I've ever decided to do in my life.
Yeah.
And I had a buddy kayaking next to me because I'm like, I'm not about to be stupid and like try to swim across a lake. And I heard he's kayaking next to me. I was like, bro, I don't know if I could do this. And I think I kind of would like swim a little bit and then stop and like hold him and swim a little bit, stop, hold. I think I made it to the one side. And then I got halfway to the other side, and I was like, no, I'm done. This is it. I can't do this anymore.
I'll just hold him.
I was like, I can't do this anymore. I used to be, like, super fucking in shape, and then it just, I got out, and I was like, yeah, I'm good. I'm going to eat McDonald's and drink beer, and who fucking cares? Just do whatever I want.
Yeah.
It makes me feel good. So,
There you go, dude.
yeah, live my life how I want.
That's what you gotta do.
You just made me fucking realize I forgot to get jalapeno Cheetos last night.
Yeah, I was really upset with you, actually.
I completely forgot until
very
right
upset.
now. 24 hours
God
later,
damn
I'm
it,
like,
dude.
I don't have any.
I didn't bring it up.
Cheetos.
I was very upset.
What is wrong with you, dude? God damn it.
I'm sorry.
They're not even jalapeno Cheetos.
Why?
They're better. So we have a chip company that's in Michigan. It's called Better Made Chips, and they're super popular in Michigan. And they make these jalapeno cheddar cheese puffs.
They're like, yes.
and they're
so
literally the best
fucking
thing you've
good.
ever had. And I wanted one thing, and
You wanted two
Sounds
things,
so
all
good.
I
right?
wanted two things, but I didn't get
We
them.
had one common goal, and the other one was like, hey, yeah, grab this. And
I didn't
was
say
like,
anything because I was like, I was really upset, and I was like, I'm just, he probably forgot. It is what it is. So,
I did.
it is what it is.
24 hours later, I remembered. Don't worry, I'll remember.
So, one of the things I know you probably guys, man, I am just fucking up.
You're doing so good.
I wouldn't know.
I know you guys get asked this a lot, and I did a little bit of digging. But your band name, I know it has nothing to do with the movie,
Nice.
The Dead Poets Society, or the book of that name. And I kind of read the story of how, and I know it's not like a crazy story or anything. There's not anything into it. But for those listening, like, can you guys kind of walk through how you came about that name?
It was before Will got in
Jack.
the band. Actually, I'm actually the only original member of the band now. But I had a completely different band back then. It was so bad. I was the singer. Yeah, it was really bad.
I remember
And
reading Jack, the other Jack's, like how he came to be in the band. I remember him reading about his description of coming into it, saying that he got kind of asked to be in the band, and then like listening to it, and you guys were kind of like the black sheep of the band in college.
pretty much.
And he was like,
Yeah.
I don't really know. And then he like, you guys went and did some stuff, and he's like, you know what, I think there's something here. And then he became part of the
Yeah,
band.
pretty much.
Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah,
crazy to think that you were the black sheep of college, the bands, and now you're still together making music and
Yeah.
doing things with it. So that's kind of cool. But
Yeah. It's we were pretty much a joke at the school. But you know what? I knew it was bad. I think, luckily, you know what I mean. I'd like to think that I knew it was bad, and then that's why we changed it up.
I think it all happened.
Yeah.
It all happened at the perfect time, dude. I was trying out so many different bands. I was in a fucking Berklee, a Day to Remember cover band tryouts. I was in a fucking prog rock tryout and some fucking neo soul tryout, and then it was
Neo-soul.
you and some other. Yeah, it was you and a singer.
I didn't know that.
I haven't
No,
heard
this
Neo,
is
I haven't heard
literally
Neo
my-
Soul in a minute. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Dude, this was my phase of just trying to feel out who I'm playing for, and then it was you and not JU. It was another singer, and there was no Nick Taylor yet. It was just you and another guy in a practice room.
Yeah. Was it?
Well, I forget his name.
It was Evan. Yeah, we were about to go to town. It was like we were both really into it. I thought I found the singer, and then I don't know. I guess we parted ways for some reason, and then I had to start over again. It was just basically like starting over and over again. You know what I mean? For like a year and a half until you find the right guys. But it
Yeah.
fell into place at the right time. You're right, Will. It was like,
I think everyone was kind of looking for it at the same time.
yeah.
Well, there you go.
I think we kind of moved away from the original question there, though.
Oh yeah.
So the
Name-
You were
band,
asking about.
like I said, I know the
band.
band name's a pretty like it's from what I've researched, it's a pretty basic story, but definitely down to hear it
Yeah.
in actual real life.
Yeah, it was we had booked a gig, and I was pretty fucking drunk. And we were in the cafeteria at our college, and my girlfriend was in the band, our drummer, our bass player. I was like, we need a name, and I think my girlfriend is the one who said, "How about Dead Poets Society?" And I was like, "Yep, let's just go with that, whatever." And that's
There you go.
Run it.
Yeah. And then she left the band. I was a bit of a band Nazi. I actually kicked her out of the band like 6 months later. It was rough. I was very much like only focused on the band for a very long time and nothing else, which pays its price. But
so there's a phone call on one of your songs on the or a phone call on the album, your most recent album. And it's asking what you think about the album to a girl. Is that potentially this girl?
No.
Okay.
That's just a friend of mine from back home in New Jersey.
All right, just curious because like you could, and that was the thing. Was that planned to be placed before that song specifically, the song that came after it? Because you can hear, at least in my opinion, a tonal change after that specific conversation or that person saying that. Yeah.
I mean, we collected like voice memos for a long time, compiled them, and then I shifted through them as we were finishing up the album, because that was kind of a part of our grander vision, I think. And I picked out the ones that I liked, and then just kind of, you feel it out where it's supposed to go and how does it make you feel? You know what I mean? From one song, is it worth it to put this here to make you feel something a little bit more specific for the following thing? I don't know. I don't want to analyze it, but I just did.
Yeah. So we got a couple more questions we want to get to before we wrap this up for sure. There's
Sweet.
one of them we like to ask this now because of the current climate. You guys have touched on it a little bit, but how has COVID-19 really kind of affected your band's growth and your guys's well, we'll just stick to that. How's COVID-19 affected your guys' growth as a band and personally, even if you want to go there?
Well,
I mean, it feels like this. I feel like everyone personally had this moment where they felt like something was going to happen in 2020, and COVID just kind of fucked it up. And for us, it was this huge thing that we've been working on for 2+ years, this debut album. And we had all these shows lined up where it was just going to be like this build-up, where I feel like it still does have it digitally, but that personally isn't quite as satisfying as seeing it visually and kind of like feeling it and performing it. But I guess that has affected it, the not playing, and the insecurity of whether or not this social media or whatever the fuck growth that I see on a daily that I'm checking up on is actually real or not. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that. And I it's weird. Yeah, it's weird. It's like when the last show we played, we were way less known on the internet,
Mm-hmm.
which was now a full year ago. So we don't know what to expect when we go back out. That's kind of exciting. Could be, who knows who's actually going to show up. But it fucked us up in the beginning, man. It was like, we had all this buzz. I think we did a little bit of buzz going, and we were expecting it to snowball and just kind of ride that wave, but it just came to a halt.
Yeah.
But it happened to everybody in the world, so.
And I can't speak from your perspective, but you guys are pretty active on social media, And I think that that's a thing I mean, so just judging from somebody, an outsider's perspective, I see a lot of bands that are just not, or artists that are just not as active or into things, and especially growing, people that are growing, that allowed this to, this situation to, because they're not making new things, they're not doing new things, or doing whatever, they're not being active on their social media. And unfortunately, it's just how this is now. Like this is the age. Like you have to be constantly doing things with that. And like I said, I can't speak from your guys' perspective, or I don't know how things look on your end. But just the fact, like for me, seeing that you guys are constantly active and still doing things and engaging people. I mean, you guys reply to comments. You guys are doing, you're putting up posts all the time, whether it's old stuff, new stuff, just constantly doing things. And I think that in itself is going to keep at least the people that are supporting you engaged. And because that's what people want. They want people that they want the things they like to constantly be putting things out. And if they're not going to engage with you. Yeah. And I think it's cool that you guys are active. So I guess what I'm getting to is that you guys are active, and that's a good thing to be doing, at least. So
yeah, I mean, since we started, for me, it's like a social media rule is like 3 posts a week, no matter what. Like that's just one small aspect of it. You just gotta, you just gotta keep grinding constantly. Yeah. Like that's the thing that it's just so clear to me, and a lot of other artists. And I don't know, you can just tell who grinds and who doesn't, Yeah. There's plenty of people that grind harder than me that I'm envious of, but it's like social media is, and every band has the chance to be as active as they want to be. I mean, sure, people have tougher schedules and whatnot, but like the foundation of it is to grind, and everybody has the chance to grind as much as they can. And you just got to always find new things and always have to keep writing and recording, just because it's the fucking long game, dude. Yeah, right now it's Instagram and Facebook, and it has been for a little bit, and you got to keep up with that shit. But like the long game is you just every fucking day you grind a little bit more.
Putting out.
You're gonna last. You're gonna last it out. I mean, there's so many bands that I like. Oh my god, this band is so fucking successful or whatever. Or I looked up to all these bands, as we were going, that were a step or two ahead of us. And so many bands just fall off. In high school there were 10 bands, and in college there were, all those bands that disbanded, and then in college all these bands form, and then all of those disband. So it's the fucking long game. You know what I mean? And so it's just focus on the end of the line.
So I mean,
that was a rant.
No, like, so you said people have difficult schedules, and we definitely feel that, because there's definitely times where we can't get to something because of however, I don't want to sit here and say that we put in a crazy amount of effort, but
within reason.
In my career field, and we talked about this, and I don't know, recently in my career field, I'm a leader. I have X amount of employees. My job is to engage those employees and motivate them to continue to do their job at a high level, and also develop them. So every person that I develop or want to try to develop, I have the conversation with, like, you can be as busy as you want, but if you're going to get out of this what you put into it, I can hand you all the tools, I can give you all the guidance in the world, but if you don't put in the work and you don't put in the effort, you're not going to get there. So at the end of the day, we can sit here and we can make as many, and I'm not saying anything bad about anybody, but for those that sit there and wonder that why they're not getting anywhere, and they're not putting in work or enough work, and they just continually make excuses for themselves. You're not going to get anything out of it and that's not always the case. Like, just because you work hard doesn't necessarily translate to being successful. It doesn't always translate to that.
I'd like to riff off that for a second, because that you made a good point. I think, like, feeling like why aren't I successful yet? I think that's fine. Like I've been feeling that way my whole life, or whatever, successful, or why aren't I doing this? Why aren't I at this level yet? Feeling sorry for yourself. I mean, I think that's part of it, but the answer should always be, it's because you're not working hard enough. That's my answer right now for my situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it's like, it doesn't matter how successful you get, in my opinion. You just have to always know that if you're not where you want to be, it's because you're not working hard enough. Whether it's true or not doesn't matter. You just need to feel that way. I don't know.
To that extent of working hard enough, you can work as hard as you want, but if that work is misplaced, you're not going to get anywhere. So
that's true too.
You have to.
That's true too.
You can be the hardest worker in the business, but if you're not directing your,
if you're in the wrong business, it doesn't matter.
Well, not even that. If you're not even in the right bit, if you're not directing yourself in the right way, if your job is to grow your bakery in. Let's just hypothetically, if you grow your bakery and your job is you want to have 3 bakeries, and all you're doing is putting effort into working hard, showing up on time, making the best donuts possible, and that's it. That's all you're doing. But you're not engaging your guests, you're not engaging your customers, you're not engaging the people that come in, you're not trying to be hospitable, you're not going out and putting in all that extra added work. If you're just focused on making a good product, you're not going to grow. You can only get so far by concentrating on one thing. You have to look at the big picture.
Here's the thing: there's a pride
huge.
and there's a pride in some people that are like, no, the hard work that I put into just making these dope ass donuts will provide all that I need.
And it's gonna get. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
No. I think we're finishing each other's sentence. There's more to it than that at this point. You know what I mean? More that you need.
Yeah. You're obviously going to have to work hard to be successful. You're obviously going to have to do these things. I mean, the amount of work that we pour into just this, I mean, alone is fucking. It's like literally. I mean, I work anywhere on the lowest weeks. I work 60 hours. I don't work anything less than 60 hours ever, and wow. And it's like we come home and we're literally putting together content. We're trying to edit, and for us, like we put everything we have into this, and we've got a decent amount of growth just from that. And now it's trying to figure out, okay, well, we've got where we're at this point. How do we continue to work hard without killing ourselves and continue to grow?
Billboards.
And that's the next billboards. That's the next challenge for us is trying to figure out how to continue working hard, keeping that same momentum while still engaging new people, continuing to grow. Because for us and with you guys,
and still maintaining the enthusiasm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the enthusiasm's still there. Yeah, it's never gonna go away. I mean, like I said, we examples. Like we created that Instagram account. I could have transformed my private account into that, and we didn't. We just created a bullshit or rate up account, and we didn't do anything to engage anyone. And we're not even at 200 followers yet, but all those followers are organic. They're literally, we go out and we fucking earn every single one of those followers.
Yeah.
Every time we get 10 more followers, we fucking do a shot because we're so excited. Same with our YouTube subscribers. We literally go out.
Right.
Like our goal is to just get to keep growing and engaging and just doing that. And so like for anyone that's out there, like, I mean, who knows where this podcast is going to go from here, but you got to end this with what we're saying, don't work too hard in the wrong way. If you find yourself working too hard and you're not getting results, it's time to reevaluate how you're doing your work. So it's just time to kind of sit back and say, is what I'm doing, just because you're working hard doesn't translate into success, which I said earlier. Wow, we just had a really dope conversation. Cool beans. I like that. That was awesome. You guys had a lot of good shit to say on that. Now,
Likewise.
One of the things I really want to kind of dig into, performance anxiety. Do you guys get that?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Will
yeah.
doesn't.
Yeah.
Will, do you?
My thing is just like, if I get cocky and I don't warm up, I'm a mess for 15 minutes of a set.
What about you, Jack? You so I'm guessing you get it.
If it's a bigger show than we're used to,
Yeah.
the 15 minutes before the show feels like I'm like getting towards the edge of a cliff and I'm about to jump off and just free fall. It's
kinda
very much the
black
same
out.
feeling. Well, you black out before or like during when you're playing?
Well, it's like the tip of the roller coaster, you know. You ride up, you're like, oh, holy shit, and then once the curtain opens, you kind of ignore the drop, and then all of a sudden you're at the end, and then you reflect on the roller coaster afterwards. You know?
How are you guys?
I would.
Oh, go ahead. No, go
say-
ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry. There's a lag,
You're
so
good.
sometimes we don't get that
Oh,
you're
no.
about to talk.
No problem. I feel like the feeling is very similar to going on a roller coaster. Like physically, it's very similar for me.
And like for us, as we talked about earlier, and that in other episodes, I flip the fuck out before, like, and it's like before every single episode. Like today, even I was like, oh, we're gonna do this, we gotta do this. I'm like, we only have this time to do this, and he's like, chill, like, no, it's cool, don't worry about it. And like he might get, and honestly, I don't know, but like before we dig into that for a second, like he like literally makes it so that I calm the fuck down. Because literally before every episode, I'm like, no, this has to happen.
Like,
this. Because like I'm so militaristic and structured in my mindset of like things have to meet it by a certain time. Things have to be done this certain way. We have to be doing this. And so like when things aren't going according to plan, I fucking lose it. I just freak out. And like the best example of that is there's like our third or fourth episode, and there were cords all over the ground, and like we hadn't like got our cable like shit like perfectly.
Yeah, we hadn't figured out everything.
Like
yet.
we hadn't like got everything just perfect yet, and now we've got this cable organization. It's like looking a lot better, and
Beautiful.
I was like flipping out. I started kicking shit. And I was like, no, fuck this, I can't do this. There was shit just everywhere, and next thing I know, I'm just sitting down recording, like talking like a normal person, and like,
That's how it goes.
I don't
Pretty
know.
much that's pretty much how our band practices and all of our recording sessions go. Absolutely.
What are
every
these
single
fucking
time it's-
cords?
Do you have any ways that you guys, so like when you get that anxiety, like how do you overcome that?
It's like for me, it's just you're already in the chair, like going up the roller coaster. You know what I mean? You don't have a choice.
Yeah.
You're just gonna fall.
That's
You're
actually-
gonna fall no matter what.
That's a fucking amazing answer.
Yep, you're already there.
Yeah, that's honestly.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. If I ever look confident or like I'm doing some cool shit in a video, it's because I'm picturing myself at that moment in a movie. Like I am not myself anymore. I'm in a third person perspective. I like dude, I am very rarely there, but once I get there, it's the greatest feeling in the world.
That's dope.
Jesus Christ, that's awesome. That's awesome.
I've just lived my whole life, just kind of doing shit on the fly, so I'm just used
Yeah,
to it.
me too. Me too. But
I'm
like,
yeah, here we are.
but like, I don't know. Something about doing this just like gets me all, and it's
Yeah.
not just this. Just like, I just get really, really irked when things just don't go. And I, at work, like things don't go the way they're supposed to go all the time, and I don't show it. Like nobody can tell that but like here, the thing is, I don't get a certain way at work because if I let my staff see I'm upset and bothered, they're going to feel the same way. I can't let that happen.
Yeah.
It's absolutely
Dude.
impossible. Nick's
There's
been
a
my
viral video
Go
of
ahead.
there's this drummer Nate Smith who like he's a dope drummer, but there's one video where he knocks his left stick out and he just goes with his solo, and that shit went viral because it was a fuck up, but he was just in the groove, and that's all you can fucking hope for is being in the groove at the moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just letting the fuck up become a part of what's happening.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, yeah, like it's like I don't know. When I'm here, it's just like he's able to kind of like we've known each other for
A long
a
time.
very like 20 years, and maybe not that long.
Not that long, but-
probably
Well,
15 years.
I'd say.
And he's able to kind of like understand when I'm like kind of getting really really pissy and bothered. He's able to kind of like counteract that, and I'm here and I'm able to like express myself a little more because at work I just kind of keep myself to a point where it's like, oh, this really upsets me, and I'm just gonna not like flip the fuck out about it. But I'm in my house, so I'm going to like
I am
when I'm
allowed
here,
to flip the fuck out.
I'm in my house. I'm gonna do what I want. I'm gonna fucking lose my shit. Like, it is what it is. Deal with it.
And that's like, it's funny too, because like I've played concerts before, and every time I play a fucking concert, I'm losing my fucking shit before I go on. Like, it's that like 15, 20 minutes before where I'm just like, this is it. I'm gonna fuck up. This is gonna be the worst thing. I'm gonna be off time. Everything's gonna go to shit, all because of me. And it's like, it is kind of that, like, you just have to fucking do it.
Yep.
It's like, you know what? Everything's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
I'm just always thankful I'm not the singer, you know?
Yeah, for real. That's where I'm a drummer too, so it's like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit in the back here and just keep rhythm. That's all I need to do.
Trombone.
Exactly, yeah.
If all else fails, I can just keep this simple beat and everything will be fine, right? Like,
Why are you blast beating right now? No.
it's fine. Everything's on beat, right? Why are you doing a jazz rhythm
Exactly.
during this death metal breakdown?
Why is there no blasting? No, it's okay.
Man,
We're keeping the tempo. It doesn't matter.
It's all right.
Why are you asking so many questions?
Leave me alone while I drum. So, one thing I like to ask everyone is, like, are there any songs you guys aim or want to cover? Or do you not want to cover shit at all?
I've tried some stuff out, like on my own. Sometimes I demo some stuff and send it to Jack. I've tried a couple of different songs, and yeah, I think we tried a song. We never do covers as a band. Like when we're jamming, we just never did it. And we tried fucking around with like an Alabama Shakes cover recently.
Really?
Yeah, it was. We thought it was gonna be cool. It ended up sounding like shit. So we're kind of. It's like we kind of wait for the inspiration. Is that for something like that? Just like anything else, you know. If we're not gonna cover something unless we can take our own spin on it, for sure.
But, like, so there's that. But, like, if there was a song you wanted to cover, like, have you ever heard a song you're like, God damn, I want to do this? Is there one that exists or no?
It's happened to me several times, but currently I don't have any. Like basically,
I get what you're
ideas
saying. Yeah, I know what you're saying. So,
you know what I mean? Like I've tried them after I thought of them.
yeah.
Oh, I haven't had any recently, but I don't know about you, Will, if you've had any inspirations for it now or.
It's always things that come into my mind that would be like, oh, holy shit. Like Jack kind of has this, and then I'll actually play it in my head with how we'd actually do it, and I'm like, no, that'd be corny as fuck.
Yeah.
Heard.
I feel like it's such a finicky situation.
It is, you know, because
Because,
like
like-
so many people take covers, like either they embrace doing one or two covers or whatever, or they just like fuck no, we're not doing that. We're not covering songs. And for me, it's like, I don't know. There's so many great covers out there where a band takes the song, they make it sound like theirs, but keep the fucking the originality of it. And to me, I love that when a band can do that, even when it's like not something that's like, I find that bands that cover songs that are too close to home for their genre fuck them up way more often than when they do something that's not in their wheelhouse.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's why that
be
pop goes
dating
punk
myself.
thing. That's why that pop goes punk bullshit was so successful.
Yeah.
Is because, not that all that shit was good, but that's like why that was so successful is because those bands were doing things that weren't what they sounded like, and they took music.
Yeah,
and
like
did that.
when Limp Bizkit did George Michael's Face, you know what I mean?
I hate that song. I hate it so much. I love
Which
Limp
one?
Bizkit. Here's oh man, I love Limp Bizkit.
Yes.
First of all,
Bro, but here's what's so great is that song is so inherently corny. Like,
oh, it's so
kinda
bad.
silly.
Yeah.
But the fact that Limp Bizkit did it, and John Otto is just fucking ripping on drums, you know what I mean? It's fucking awesome,
Yeah.
man.
I think I got really bothered by the Behind Blue Eyes cover. I did not
Well, that one's a bummer.
I did
The
not
Holly
like.
Berry and the music video. It was cool
Well,
to see
you know,
Fred
but-
Durst and Holly Berry in a music video.
Here's the problem I had with that song, and maybe it's because I can be kind of like and I hate to say this, I can be kind of like a cuck when it comes to like music. I can be like super like I don't want to say gatekeeping. That's not the right word. I get like super defensive about things. And so like I don't really like the Guess Who that much. I do and I do, but I don't at the same time. The Guess Who.
Guess Who?
The Guess Who.
The Guess Who.
I never really listened to him either.
So that's the original Behind Blue Eyes guys. So.
Okay.
Oh,
Fair enough.
just Who? Isn't that just Who?
Oh, it is the Who. It is the Who. I'm sorry.
Guess Who.
Yeah, I'm very. What?
The Guess. I think
I'm
the
sorry.
Guess Who is a different band.
It is. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I have been drinking, sir. You are correct. The Guess Who. The Guess Who is a completely different band. You are right.
Yeah, you don't like the Who, really?
I do not like the Who actually. So it's not that I hate the Who. I just I don't know. I didn't get into them when I went through my classic rock growth. I just couldn't find a Who song that I really could get into. It's definitely not a hate. It's definitely not a dislike. If you play a Who song, I'm not gonna be like turn this off.
Yeah.
I'll jam it. I don't hate it. I think Keith Moon is a fucking.
I was just about to say,
Keith Moon is an inspiration.
You have to respect Keith Moon. Yeah.
Keith Moon is an inspiration and an influence 100%. But like, I don't know. I'm not like huge on them. But like that Behind Blue Eyes song, like I think that my problem was that people actually thought that it was Limp Bizkit that made it. And I remember I was talking to somebody, and it was somebody I knew, and they had told me that somebody was telling them about how Fred Durst was a lyrical genius for writing the lyrics Behind Blue Eyes. And I hate to be like that. Like just hearing that just was like, no, he did not. And I love Limp Bizkit. Let's me and Nick love new metal. Like,
oh, it's one of my favorite genres.
Huge new metal boys.
Yeah, I was listening to System of a Down the other day.
Did you hear their new music?
Classics. I think I did. I heard Serge Tankin's solo stuff, but I didn't hear I don't think I've heard their name.
System of a Down dropped 2 new tracks. We actually covered it in one of our episodes. It was Protect the Land.
Oh yeah.
And
genocidal.
Genocidal. Yes. Yep. That's it. They're good. A lot of people there's a lot of backlash for them because they didn't think they sounded System of Downy enough. I thought they were great personally. I thought they were amazing. Because I think they released Genocidal Humanoids, whatever the slower one was first. They released the slower one first. So people were like, this is the first song we get in like 20 years or whatever, however long it's been, 16 years. And that was kind of the thing. I thought they were great though. But System of a Down is a song I hear System of a Down literally every day. If you work in a restaurant, you hear System of a Down every single fucking.
Really?
I mean, I only really know Toxicity, Hypnotize, and Mesmerize, but every time I see Surge, I think it's a Sacha Baron Cohen character. I don't know why.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Oh.
They actually look very similar.
Yeah, they really do.
Now, I've never thought about it.
I know, right?
Me neither.
Yeah. I've never thought about that. That's actually good.
Especially in Borat 2 when he's like dressed as that old man.
Borat 2 was wild. Did you guys see Borat 2?
Yes.
Yeah.
Borat 2?
Yeah.
What'd you guys think of that?
That's the new one you're talking about, right?
Yeah, the new one. Yeah. With the Rudy Giuliani
I thought
thing.
a lot of it was really funny, but I also thought like some of it was too staged, maybe.
Yeah, there was
definitely.
I thought it was derivative quite a bit. No. Yeah, the Rudy Giuliani thing was probably the only reason I watched it because I was like, I have to see this. I have to know.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that was insane.
I need to know what it's like. I saw it out of context. I was like, I need to see the entire thing.
Yeah, like what the fuck is this?
That was.
I feel like even when you watch the entire thing, it was kind of out of context. It was all kind of a weird situation.
I mean, it's still weird. I mean, it's still a weird thing to do when but so like I said, we got a couple more things we want to get to. I keep saying that, and then we just keep going because you guys
Got a
are
couple more things.
you guys are great to talk to. Honestly, like we're having a good time. I don't know if you feel the same way, but we're definitely having a good time over here.
I know it's
Oh,
working
yeah,
well.
dude.
I'm like brain dead
Absolutely,
today
hell yeah.
too, and I'm just like,
That's
wow,
cool
this
because
is going sweet.
so normally, our dynamic is I start off strong and I get a headache and I can't finish episodes. I sit here and I kind of lose like my ability to talk, and Nick kind of helps seal the deal. Whereas today,
My brain is
we drank a
fucked.
lot last night and I did not get a hangover and Nick did. So like I'm able to
I'm like living off the caffeine right now. I'm
also
like, right.
to like be real with you guys, I'm like a huge fan. So
Yeah.
like I've wanted to talk.
Oh, thank you, man.
Well, I mean,
Oh, thanks, dude.
it's real. Like I'm being real with you guys. Like it's when I saw you guys in Detroit, and I was like an instant like I love this, I love this, I love this, I love this. Like
Awesome.
and so being able to have the opportunity to talk to musicians, regardless that of who they are, when you're a fan of them, is like just an exciting thing. So like it's definitely
yeah.
it's definitely great.
Dude,
I
we're
do
stoked.
I do have a question I like to ask people. We like to ask people guilty pleasure music.
Oh yes, I was actually like gonna be like, we need to get to this soon.
If you so a good way somebody worded this is if you're driving with your windows down.
When you're driving with your windows up, the music radio turned down.
Yeah, okay, music radio turned down. So
Music radio.
I don't know. I've been drinking. So or another good way is, so let's say you got your phone playing music, a song comes on, it's on shuffle, and it's something that comes up, and you're like, oh wait, no, this is like my mom's favorite song.
Yeah.
They put it on there. That's
Not
why
me.
I play it for my mom. That's why it's on my song, or it's on my phone. Like what, a song that you have to make an excuse, or an artist you have to make an excuse to change it, but you secretly listen to it all the time.
I think it's usually pop music for me, like top 40 stuff. I do love pop music a lot.
Well, we also like pop music,
don't
but to an
usually
extent. No.
Yeah, but I wouldn't like blast it. You know what I mean? And I don't like share that shit with people.
What about you, Will?
I guess in a way that's
Jack, what's my guilty pleasure?
Oh, I feel like it's a good one.
I don't know what your guilty pleasure would be. 'Cause I
No.
don't know-
What's the one that I'm ashamed of loving and sharing with everyone and trying to get them to like it?
Oh fuck.
It's also a movie. It's also a theater program. It's on Broadway.
Cats.
Nah.
Oh, I went for it.
Oh, fucking Hamilton.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
dude, that's your
Hamilton?
Yeah, you
dude.
love Hamilton.
I love Hamilton.
There you go. That's actually a really that's probably the best one we've had other than Christmas music, because I hate Christmas music. So that led into a long conversation because I fucking do not like Christmas music or Christmas in general. But I also don't know Hamilton, so now I'm gonna have to go ahead and
I
dig
just
into
like
that.
wrote it in the notes.
So
I can't
Dude,
watch that movie,
I'm
dude.
not gonna lie. That's literally when it comes on, I'll crank it and roll up my windows.
oh man. So when you said pop music, do you listen to Joji at all?
I don't think so. No.
Do you?
But I'll just like kind of browse quickly and find some. I don't know. No, who's Joji?
Oh boy, you gotta. So Nick's gonna take away on this, because Nick showed me Joji.
Joji's like one of my favorite
Nick,
artists.
So what we do in our solo episodes is we listen to an album each, and then we talk about those albums. And Nick gave me Joji, Nectar by Joji, and I had never listened to Joji before, and it was a journey. It was amazing.
Never heard of it.
And yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was amazing. It's on my daily playlist now. I listen to it daily. So I'll let Nick take away because
Gotta listen to it.
that's one of his favorite musicians. of all
Literally,
time.
yeah. Joji is like, so Joji kind of came on the internet as this very weird, pushing the envelope of comedy kind of guy, and he went by a YouTube personality called Filthy Frank. And he's actually the guy
Sure.
that started the Harlem Shake, that whole internet craze. He started that. And during this whole thing, he kind of made this like poppy lo-fi-esque music where he would like sing over it and like kind of rap sometimes. But
Beautiful voice, by the way.
gorgeous voice. And then he like
I gotta check it out.
his like YouTube career was like blowing up, but he was like, I don't think I really want to do this, and decided to use his money from that to kind of like launch his music career again. And the things he has come out with since is some of the best music I've ever heard of. And it's like, it's this kind of like super depressing, self-reflective, but also like poppy. It's this like Asian, almost kind of like, it's this Asian lo-fi pop with, he's got this super like mid-tone, very, very like sultry voice. That
Can
kind
just
of
go really high too.
holy shit. Yeah, he's got pipes on him. I think the song is Sanctuary. There's this part where he hits this note, and
Run's
another great one. I think my favorite song by him is Will He, just because of this
That's a
like
good one.
like this juxtaposition of this song where it's like this nice kind of upbeat song, and in the whole thing he's talking about how he misses like this girl, and it's this weird kind of thing he's going on about where he's like, yo, well, the new guy you're with, will he dance with you like I do? Will he like remember the things I did? And one of his lines is, will he treat you like shit the way I did? And it's kind of like this weird one line of self-reflection and this whole like kind of showing like the selfishness of this kind of callback, trying to bring this girl back to you and like looking for her, wanting her, even though you know it's toxic and garbage. And it's just the way he writes music and the way he like looks at these songs, or like looks at these like kind of positions as he goes through life.
Well, it's like the one lyric he
Awesome.
says, "Teach me to love, just to let me go." And
Yeah.
I hit hard with me, like super hard. Not to like let Joji take over the entire episode,
No.
but like his lyrics are also they're dope, they're deep. Without going into any more like onto Joji,
Yeah.
check it out. Check out some
Definitely.
Joji. Definitely do it if you like.
Definitely will.
Yeah. So to move into another question, because we're just gonna rip into that. We're not gonna talk crap about any venues, but do you guys have a favorite venue that you guys like to play at, or favorite venues that you like to go to?
Well, you've played more venues than me at this point.
I don't know. I like the one that always seems cool just because of like nostalgia and just like where we were in our lives is Lunario in Mexico.
Yeah.
That one's always fun.
Mm-hmm. It
That
sounds like
city,
Mexico was like pretty dope, honestly, just from everything you guys have said. That sounds like a really cool.
It's fucking sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a sick place.
Yeah.
It really is. Everybody, you know, like people just look. They're very similar to us. Like all of our friends there, very similar to Americans. They appreciate really sick music, and they're really innovative musicians down there, and yeah, it's sick. I recommend it. Anybody, go there, check out that scene, that culture.
So since your answer was in Mexico, I have to ask: is there one in the U.S. that you just long to play at again?
The Ogden Theater in Denver, I really liked. We just had such a good show there. It was like so epic, I thought.
Never been to Denver. But I'll have to think about that. Going to
Denver's
show
pretty
there.
cool.
What about you, Will?
I mean, that whole like you reflect on the Bad Flower tour. Every single venue was just like a new like, what's next? You know, they all kind of blur into like this weird kind of movie. I can't point out which one was in which city.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then, oh boy, that guilty pleasure shit. I'm still thinking about that.
I know. I literally keep looking at it like.
So
Hamilton.
just kind of other things. Any new music you guys are excited to hear or amped up? Like, is there anything on your radar that you are just like pumped about?
Royal Blood's new album. I think that's probably pretty obvious if you guys listen to Royal Blood.
I do, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I should say
obviously.
I know of Royal Blood.
Oh, you know of them? Yeah,
Yeah.
they're a pretty big influence. So you're
I
probably gonna be
think I have them
familiar with
listed actually on the influence thing. I don't know if I brought that up or not. And what about anything else for
Oh,
you
yeah.
guys? Any
Um,
show?
a band called Zig Mentality, I think, is dropping some new music soon too. I'm a huge fan of them. What about you, Will?
I'm the worst when it comes to that shit. I always get it when it comes out.
It seems to be the flavor. A lot of people is just kind of like figuring out what's going to happen as it comes out. I always like to ask that just to see. Because I'm such a like digging into everything and trying to figure out when it comes out. I like to see if there's any other people like that out there like me, because I'm just
Nice.
I'm constantly like that's literally all I do in my free time. It's just new music. I must know, and then just researching. So I always like to see if there's anybody who's just like obsessed as me, just constantly going down the internet trying to find things out. And then like I said, we're gonna actually I think we're gonna move into wrapping it up here. I gotta work in the morning. Nick, I have one last question I want to ask. Do you have anything else you want to dig into?
No, I don't really. Nothing right off the top of my head, and my head is not very good right now.
So, I do like to ask if you guys had actually, I'm gonna do two questions here, and maybe it'll play into the same thing. But dream lineups. If you guys had a dream lineup to play with, whether you're the headliner or the opener, who would that be for you? And I saw you guys did a video on this already. I don't really care. I just want to. I want it on my. I want to have it.
We did.
Yeah, you did. I definitely want to. I want it on here. So, what do you guys got?
Dream lineup. Queens of the Stone Age. I want to open for them.
So
That's
good.
the fucking dream lineup.
That's so good.
How many to play with Queens of the Stone Age? God damn, there's so many, dude. There's so many that would be like equally as great. You know what I mean? Because there's so many.
I'm
bands
actually a
that I
little
love out
upset
there.
that I did not think of Queens of the Stone Age as like something that you guys could have been comparing to or influenced from. Because now that you say that, your dream lineup is.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of that.
I can hear that now. Now that you say that, it's actually kind of.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
I'm very upset that I did not think of that. But carry on.
I forget about them.
Yeah,
I
I
forget
did
about
too.
them, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Will? About you?
I've always been curious to see how we do in a lineup like with Mars Volta to see how they kind of rip us apart a little bit or see. You know what I mean?
Oh man, that's fucking amazing.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Honestly, I think seeing you guys with Queens of the Stone Age or Mars Volta would be amazing.
That would be ridiculous.
Oh,
That'd
that's actually a great tour.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. Or show.
Yeah.
Man, that would be crazy.
Oh man,
That would be awesome.
That'd be hype.
I'm gonna go whip myself for not thinking of Queens of the Stone Age. I'm very, very happy.
Oh my god.
And then this one, like, do your best to answer it because it's always really hard to answer this on the spot. But 5 musical artists. If you had to think of 5 musical artists, they're your top, they're your favorite that you were gonna listen to for the rest of your life. Who would it be? Like I said, it's hard. It's always hard to answer this on the spot. This like always challenges people.
And it's always the 5th one that's the hardest too. Like,
They froze. You there?
No, I can hear you. No, I can hear you. Sorry.
I thought you were froze. I was like, fuck. We're literally about to do. I was like, no shit. It
I
happened
had like
again.
my first 3 down. I was waiting for the next 2. Will, you go first.
All right. Do you want me to go first to make it easier for you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Because so I and it's not necessarily top. So my top 10 is always ever changing, and actually I wouldn't say it's ever changing. There's no order to it. And everyone's always surprised because of how much I'm into metal and hardcore, that there's not one metal or hardcore band that exists, unless you count Black Sabbath, within my top 5 or 10.
Right.
So easily for me, Led Zeppelin, no contest, is my number one no matter what. There's no other band, unless something comes along that's greater than Led Zeppelin. I don't see it happening, but sure, maybe. I'm challenge accepted. Led Zeppelin for me, and there's, like I said, there's no order after this. Nirvana, and these are just favorites and influences for me. Nirvana, Foo Fighters, Chevelle, and then Pink Floyd. Those are end of story.
Nice.
When I take my favorites or my top, it's influences to me as a musician. I do play music. I do write music. I still actually write music to this day. I still write lyrics. I'm not doing anything with it. I'm not going to do anything. Me and Nick talk about regularly starting a project up again. We're not going to.
Yeah,
it would involve him playing drums and me deciding to pick up the guitar again. And I actually, because we're both not going to play drums. And he's way better than me at the drums, like considerably better. But I also have no desire to play the guitar anymore. I just don't like it. I lost interest in it. So for me as a musician, those are the things that I drew influence from. And then those are also the things that got me into the music I'm in today. Without those bands, I wouldn't be in the music I am today at all. They were so integral and formative in my growth. That's how, and people always get wow at Chevelle. I don't know. If you can't fucking jam some wonder what's next, and this type of thing he can do us in. And when you're fucking in the early 2000s, when you're a fucking teenager and not have that form you, I don't know like what would do that. So, what about you guys? Did you guys get there yet?
The top 5 is weird. I think the top 5 artists that I listen to like the most.
Yeah, it can be whatever, man. We're not looking for anything specific, like whatever you want.
U2 is probably my favorite band. I don't know if that's U2. U2 is probably my favorite. Led Zeppelin is up there.
Yep.
Listen to a lot of Mac DeMarco, like primarily. I don't know why.
He makes good and weird music.
He's been like my number one artist for like the past 3 years on Spotify or whatever, which actually always confuses me because I don't talk about him or like tell people about that, but I listen to him most of the time.
My number one artist is Royce the 5'9", I think, for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. Carry on, sir.
Well, yeah, and then it just kind of just like from there, it's just like dozens and dozens of random artists. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't think I could pick like specific ones.
That's
less fun.
It's hard to quantify it. Like I said, when I finally sat down, I sat down one day and I decided to make lists of what I thought were my favorites. And it took a long time. It wasn't easy. It took me weeks to just kind of put these together. It was just me sitting down and saying, these are the things. And it's not necessarily that, like, I don't listen to the Foo Fighters fucking hardly at all anymore. Or I don't listen to but like when I wanted to know, and with, I wanted to make it and I thought about it. And honestly, the top artists were easy for me because it was something that I just like, these were the artists that without them, I would not be where I am today. And that's it. Like any music that I'm into now is directly a result of these bands or these artists. And then I started getting into top 10 albums and different genres and top 25 and top 10 hip hop artists. And so I just sat down and I wanted to try to quantify it. It took a long time and it just took me just kind of figuring out. I don't know. I'm just the kind of person that likes to do that. They sit there and kind of like see where I'm at with how I feel, and it changes too. Like I went in, like I made a top 10 hip hop artists list a long time ago, and Kendrick Lamar comes around and I ended up moving Kendrick Lamar into my top 10, like out of nowhere. So, so it was, you know, it doesn't have to be a set in stone thing. It's just kind of that, you know, it is what it is. Will, do you have anything to add to that?
Well, you
The whole time just screaming into the void.
So when was the last thing you heard, Will?
I was here the whole time. Man. I was just
Oh, really?
Yeah. All right.
No one.
So do you have a top 5 artist shit to add?
Oh yeah, I heard all of that, and I can't do it in musical groups, so I just have to break it down into drummers. Like
there you go.
3 that come to mind.
Even better.
Yeah,
We'll work
Buddy
with that.
Rich, Thomas Pridgeon, and Travis Barker.
Heard.
Hell yeah.
Heard. Did you see the
Yeah, that's
Did you see the Travis Barker doing the shit with what's that fucker's name?
MGK?
MGK.
literally everybody.
Yeah, literally
You
everybody.
can say anyone's name. You can say your cousin's name, and he has a track with them.
Did he marry Dave Grohl too?
Dude, he's
Hey now.
with everybody, man. He's growing.
Oh man. Jeez, oh pizzeria.
Yeah.
Oh man. So what's the most trouble you guys have ever gotten into?
Trouble.
I'm a pretty boring person, so I don't have any good stories there. I don't think.
Damn, Daniel. So, what about you, Will? You've had to got some trouble, right?
I mean, I got taken to court twice by a landlord.
There you
but,
go.
Like,
There you go.
it was just
We're not that cool.
Landlord
No.
court sucks. They just walk up to you, they're like,
Yeah.
sign this. Oh, sorry. So,
Boston slumlord, man.
Yeah, that's right. We got evicted from our one place.
I was reading something about the move out to LA. Then you had this eviction. You had all this shit happen to you guys. It was. I almost wrote it all down. It was like a lot of shit happening to you guys, and then a bunch of good things. It seemed like,
Yeah,
or whatever. It was.
missed about 4 years of bad things.
I mean, that's
We've
like,
been at it for a while. It's been like 8 or 9 years now since the 4 of us got together, and it's like, yeah, when we got out to LA, it was just a fucking shit show for years, and it kind of still is, to be honest. But we're making it work.
yeah.
That's just kind of our motto. We just make it work. Shit's always falling apart.
That's like literally my entire life.
I don't know.
I'll figure it out.
We're positive.
I'll
though.
figure it
We're
out.
Positive.
Yeah, I get the landlord thing. Like I went to jail and I got out of jail, and then I found out I was homeless, and I was like couch surfing and like sleeping on the streets, and then living in a Motel 6 on and off when I could. I used to go to that Motel 6 and jokingly say it smelled like human trafficking, because like you'd be walking by a room and there'd be a guy standing outside of it guarding it.
Jesus.
Yeah, because like
Wow.
there was like shit going on. Like there'd be like a guy that would walk out and then another guy would walk in while the other guy stood outside. But like, yeah, I get that. I got like fucked kind of hard with that. Like I was supposed to be protected while I was in jail, and then like they found some weird ass loophole, and I ended up getting out and was like, I don't know where to go. And so I struggled hard too. I mean, he remembers that. I was heavily addicted to drugs for a minute there, and I came out of that like just as strong as I could be, because I had like friends that just kind of pushed me into the right direction. But that struggle is real, man. Like that.
What
really,
you need.
That really,
That's what you
that
need.
really fucking is. Like it's so hard. Like it's always good to hear that like when people struggle and then there's positivity that comes from it. Like you're able to grow and move.
Yeah, man.
And was moving to LA, was that part of that? Was that part of the decision to kind of move forward with that growth, or was it just out of necessity?
Everything for the band, man. Every decision we make is supposed to put us, in the direction of the band. That's kind of how we all think. I'd like to say.
Yeah.
Oh, LA was the next thing. We'll do whatever we have to do.
Mm-hmm.
Going. It's a
So
famine.
so we're actually gonna move towards ending this for real now.
I exploded a pink Go-Gurt on half my class in 3rd grade.
Heard that.
I got in a lot of trouble for that.
To kind of cap it up, we have a couple things you like to end on. Artists you guys think are underrated. Anybody you guys want to shout out, or is there anything that you go want to talk about? Like, is there anything we missed that you want to touch on? Is there any artists that you think are
I
underrated?
feel like we
you
had
need to
some
go
pretty
listen?
good. I feel like we had some pretty good dialogue in there.
Yeah. No.
And- and
Yeah.
Right, I'm stoked.
And like I said, is there any artist that you guys want people to go listen to that's not you, that's underrated, that deserves a listen?
Any just people in general.
Yeah,
I
well,
just wanna
yeah.
shout out.
Yeah. And
Yeah, the bands I mentioned before are in that category too.
Yeah,
So if you just
course.
But I
you've
got
already
Ready the
checked them out.
Prince,
Well, we-
Zig Mentality,
yeah,
Cleopatra.
we'll put all that. We'll shout all those guys out.
There's a bunch more too. You just got to dig for it. But there's a
Yeah.
lot of good
Yeah.
rock music.
and-
Rock music out there.
Anything that you guys wanna finish off on? Say anything? Any shout outs? Any shit like that? So
So shout out President Biden. Am I right?
damn
Like,
right.
in my head, I was like, dude, check out Al Franken, check out fucking. I was in my head, I was just like, who do I go with?
Al Franken. I love it. That's
Shout
amazing.
out Ronald Reagan, baby.
Shout out
I was
Ronald
going
Reagan.
for an obscure one.
Did you guys figure out the missile crisis? Well, there was definitely a missile. Something got packed.
I didn't even hear about it.
Oh, man. Oh, dude. Well, so I guess we'll go ahead and move away with it. So this is Nick and Lou. That's Jack and Will from Dead Post Society. Check out them. We'll have all their links posted in the video or in the bio,
in the description.
Head over to their store. Check out some merch. They have vinyl for those of you fuckers that like vinyl.
Fuck yeah.
T-shirts, hoodies, CDs.
Yeah.
Dude, fucking do it up. Literally go jam their music. It's delicious and it's gonna make you want to come.
Ooh,
Really.
like that.
That's it, baby.
Yeah, that's a good description of it. It's delicious and will make you come. And then yeah, these guys are dope to have you on. Thank you so much.
Fuck yeah, it's been fun.
Seriously.
Dude, thanks for having us. It was a pleasure.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
for real. So that's it for Cover
Sweet.
Fire Podcast. Have a good one.
Hot Dog City, USA.
Don't go away just yet. So Hot Dog City, USA.